around it and figuring out ways to do it legally, but it was just simply you have to have an earned income or you can't get disability insurance. But everyone needs life insurance. If you provide economic value to a household, you have to replace that if something happens to you. That household is counting on you, and that's why we buy about 10 to 12 times your income on you in 15 or 20-year level term insurance, and we recommend Zander Insurance.
I never even thought about being a millionaire. My thing was just be a good provider for my family. We found out a long time ago you can't do anything overnight. It's one step at a time. I looked and I saw that I didn't have enough money to put my kids through college. So what did I do? I went out and got a second job. You know, when I started selling real estate, I did it basically just to put my kids through school. You know, if I sell one house a month, I can put them through school without having to worry about going into debt. Well, I talked to my broker and told him, I said, I would like to draw $60,000 a year for the rest of my life till I'm 95. And looking at everything, he said, you've got about a 156% chance of being able to do that for your rest of your life. I knew the money was going in. I knew it was invested, but now my net worth is over $1 million. As our net worth has grown, we've been able to give more. Every year around Christmas time, I call the power company and I find like 10 families and I'll pay their electric bill for the month of December.
You know, growing up, one thing my mom always said was sharing is caring. One thing she never said was, I'm proud of you, son. But I really want to focus on that sharing part today. You see, when you share this video on your feed, it lets your friends and family know that you care. And who knows who might stumble on it. Maybe your ex from high school will see it and think, wow, they've become successful. They watched the Dave Ramsey Show. Others might see it and think, gosh, I'm glad this isn't another one of those political posts. But no matter what, it's going to be the best thing that they see in their feed today. Unless, of course, it's one of those dog fetch fail videos where the dogs are trying to catch something in their mouth and they totally miss it. Those are the best. But either way, it'll be the second best video in their feed. So go ahead and hit that share button.
Hey guys, I'm Rachel Cruz. You know, when I was growing up, I always heard my dad talk about the importance of having life insurance. And I really respected him for making sure that we were taken care of financially if something happened to him. I just took for granted that's what everyone did. But now, as a wife and a mother, I'm shocked by how many families don't have life insurance. As I travel around the country and hear so many stories about families of all ages left with nothing but debt and the struggle they're going through. But it doesn't have to be that way. Term life insurance is so affordable and so easy to get. That's why recommending a company like Zander Insurance is so important in what we do. For almost 20 years, Zander has partnered with the Dave Ramsey Show to help families like yours protect their legacy. They do all the work and you get to be the hero of your family. Give them a call or go to their website. I know they will take good care of you and your family.
This is one of the perks of visiting us here at our headquarters at Ramsey Solutions right outside Nashville. You get a photo with Dave, he'll sign a book for you, and then he runs back to the studio to do the show where millions of listeners and watchers are there. So I'm going to introduce you to my Australian friend real quick here. What's your name?
Peter. Hi.
That's pretty awesome. And you live where now?
Salt Lake City, Utah.
Can you say Australia for us?
Australia.
That's pretty good. Australia? Is that pretty good?
I don't know. You guys say.
Okay, come on, guys. Come on, get over here. You don't get to hide from this. We're all on the internet together.
Okay, cool. You want me to say...
What's your name?
Deborah.
And what's your name?
Ben.
Say something Australian for me.
Well, g'day, mate.
Come on. You guys can do better than that. I'll work on it. We'll be back with more.
Thank you for joining us, America. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Ashley is in Los Angeles. Hi, Ashley. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up in your world?
So, my husband and I don't agree. He recently came back from a deployment and said he wants a divorce and a bankruptcy. So, we are $50,000 in debt, and last year we made $35,000. Our debt breaks down to $25,000 in car, $10,000 in student loan, and $15,000 in credit card. Mm-hmm. I'm just not sure where to go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so what do you make?
Right now, I am not working. I recently moved back with family.
So you're separated?
Yes.
Okay. And family is in Los Angeles?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have children?
No.
Okay. So I'm guessing based on that separation that the divorce is going ahead or not?
Yes, it will be.
Okay. All right. Well, whether you agree on filing for bankruptcy or not is irrelevant. He decides what he's going to do, and you decide what you're going to do if you're not married. And even if you are married, technically, because you don't file bankruptcy as a married couple. In other words, when I filed, I could have filed and Sharon not filed, except that she had signed some of the papers too, so she got to file too. But and we had to file on all the different corporations and LLCs that we had at the time. That was 30 years ago. So in this case, he could file and you not file. That's possible. Okay. Whose name is the student loan in?
Mine.
Okay. See, that doesn't affect him anymore. That's your student loan, either way. Whose name are the credit cards in?
Both of us.
Evenly, or are you both on all of them?
We're both on all of them.
Okay. Were he to file and you not file, you would be left last man standing and get to pay them.
Okay.
Okay. That's how that would work. Whose name is the car in?
Both of us. Who's
got the car?
They're two different cars, and we're both on them, and he has one and I have the other.
Oh, so 25 is cars. And what's the breakdown of the 25? Break it out for me.
15 and 10.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Okay. The rule on an asset that has that has a lien against it is this: you cannot get rid of the debt and keep the asset. Okay, so you could or he could file bankruptcy, and you can clear off the credit card debt. Student loan debt is not bankruptable. It's not going away. You got your student loan debt. That's done. Okay, the cars then, you cannot keep the car unless you keep the debt. You can reaffirm the debt. Okay. You following me? But that's the only way you keep the car. And so sometimes people don't understand bankruptcy and they think, oh, I can just get rid of the debt. And they clear the debt off and they give me the car free and clear. No, that's not how it works. That's why they have a lien on the car. Okay, so they either get the car and wipe off whatever difference there is, or they or in the event of a bankruptcy, you re-sign for the whole debt and you keep the car. So which of the cars is yours, the 15 or the 10?
The 15.
Okay. And what is that car worth? Do you have any idea?
I'd say about 10.
Okay. All right. And so you've got the $10,000 in student loan debt. You're going to get that either way, no matter what happens here. The $15,000 in credit card debt, you understand if he files and you don't, you've got that. And then you've got the other car. Now, in the event of a divorce, what I would demand is that if he's going to keep a car, that he refinance it and get your name off of it.
Okay.
Or if he's filing bankruptcy, I guess he turns it in the bankruptcy or gives it to you to sell or whatever. The car that he's driving, is it worth at least what's owed on it?
Yeah, I'd say about that.
Okay. So you could just sell that car and break even. But, you know, if you can work that out in this deal. So this is a mess, is what it is. And you already knew that, okay?
Yep.
So the scenarios are that, you know, what will you be making? What kind of an income do you think you'll land into?
I'm in veterinary medicine, so I would say about $13 an hour and working full-time.
Are you a DVM?
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm a tech.
You're a tech. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And so, and that's in the Los Angeles area, or are you going to go
Yes.
somewhere else? Okay. All right. So you're going to land on that, and then you're going to have to clean up your student loan debt and the credit card debt and the car debt if he walks on all of it.
Yep.
Okay. Now, if he chooses not to file and fight through it, then the two of you got to work through this together, and you're going to be. What does he make?
Last year he made about 25.
Okay. He coming out of the military?
No, he's still in. He's just young in the military.
Okay. Yeah. He'll have no security clearance. You understand that. He understands that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You file bankruptcy, your security clearance is gone. So, I mean, his chances of moving up in the military are harmed pretty dramatically if he files a bankruptcy. But he doesn't make any money, and he just came home off a deployment, and he's lost his mind, it sounds like. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's just trying to start over, and it's not going to be as easy for him as he wants it to be. How old is he?
27.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think you sit down with your pastor, and if you need to talk to a bankruptcy attorney to understand the things I'm talking about, that's fine. I think if he files and you don't, you've got to force him to sell the car that is in his name, and probably we're going to sell yours too.
Okay.
And get you a $5,000 loan for the difference. And then you work your way out of the credit card debt, the little bit of a car loan, driving a beater, and the student loan debt. It's going to take you a little while with your income. But you can do that. It doesn't mean you have to file just because he files, mathematically or legally.
Okay.
Is this making sense to you?
Yes, it is.
So I'm sorry you're facing all this. What a mess. Listen, if you get in the middle of it and you got another question, you call me back. I'll help you, okay?
Thank you so much, Dave.
Thank you. Chris is with us in Minneapolis. Hi, Chris. How are you?
Good, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I got a question about life insurance. I'm not very insurable, so I spoke with your guys at Xander, and they said I'm kind of borderline on whether or not I'd get a term life insurance. I've got a wife, 2 kids at home, and the premium would be pretty expensive if I do get approved. So I guess my question is 2 parts. Do I still go for it, even if it's $300-400 a month premium?
$300 or $400 a month for how much coverage?
For 10 times my pay $1 million.
It's for $1 million. Okay. And
yeah.
what is your medical problem?
Basically diabetes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll get you. Okay. Are you overweight?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll get me too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they can help you more with the diabetes if you get the weight down, which also, by the way, helps the diabetes. The doctor already told you that. You knew that, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm working on that.
Good. Good for you. It's a hard struggle. So what I might do is make sure my family's not left with nothing and buy a smaller policy until we can do those 2 things. And let's get the weight off and get the diabetes more under control at that point and see if we can get a better rate 2 years from now or something.
Sure.
And you start to see the actual economic value of taking care of yourself in those situations, in addition to just, oh, I get to live longer. Hello, so you already knew these things, right?
Right.
So, yeah. But I mean, what if you took half that, and at least how much do you owe on your home?
$280.
What does she work outside the home?
No, she works in the home.
Yeah. So if you had like $500, and that would pay off the house and put a couple hundred in her pocket, if something happened to you, that's better than $500,000. It's not the proper amount, but at least you can afford that.
Guys, George Camel here with the all-new Dave Ramsey Show app. Now you can listen and watch like never before on your device wherever you are. Radio out of whack? Give it a smack. PC on the fritz? Smash it to bits. Missed a show? Check out past episodes right in the app.
It's the Dave Ramsey Show.
Not that far back. Customize your highlights to catch all your favorite moments, like debt-free screams.
We're debt-free!
And
Dave Rants.
You unethical slime balls.
But wait, there's more! You can also see what's coming up next on the show. Plus, you can start right where you left off. Like this! Love your work, keep it up.
We've got little hipsters with their growth all stunted.
And yes, we're on Android too. If you download today, you can get it for the low, low price of $0. Download it in the next 30 minutes and it's twice as free. But that's not all. You can also use it to walk the dog, cover your bald spots, call for help in case of emergencies.
I'm in debt and I can't get out.
You just have to reach a moment where you say, I've had it.
Give your car a mirror-like finish. Sick of paper towels? The Dave Ramsey Show app holds 80 times more water. Slice a tomato with ninja-like precision. Make a tasty smoothie. Throw it in the dishwasher. With the Dave Ramsey Show app, you'll have streak-free plates every time. But don't take it from me. Listen to this random man or woman.
This is the best app I've ever seen in my life.
Don't delay. Download today and you'll receive your very own Dave Ramsey Chia Pet. Here's how to order.
Watch the live stream on the Dave Ramsey Show app. Check out past episodes, customize all your favorite moments, and see what's coming up. Pause, resume, and scrolling through the show comes standard. Download the Dave Ramsey Show app today on the Apple App Store or Google Play.
Oh, hi, I'm in my nice leather jacket and I'm getting out of my Ferrari outside of my mansion. I must be really rich. Yes, that person could be really rich, or they could be in debt up to their eyeballs. Yes, it's possible. Listen, you have to understand that debt makes people look better than they actually are. Ooh, I step on your toes there. Ow, ow, ow. But it's true. You can go buy all this great stuff, all these great clothes and purses. You can go get out a car loan for this great, beautiful car. You can go get a huge, crazy mortgage that you really can't afford the monthly payment, but you do it anyways. Well, you look really great on the outside, but the real story is what's behind it. And that means you owe a lot of money. Just a little perspective for you. That sometimes people that look like they have a lot, they might, so I'm not saying that, just because you have nice things doesn't mean you're in debt for them, but statistically speaking, since 70% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, a lot of people have debt. And it's interesting, your net worth is technically what you own minus what you owe. Someone who makes $300,000 a year but spends $320,000 and they go into debt is actually not as rich as someone who makes $50,000 a year and saves $20,000 a year. You get it? You see? Just remember that debt is a little deceiving. So next time you feel like you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm not doing well and like I don't have all these nice things. Well, hey, you're probably doing a great path because you're staying out of debt and you're saving up and paying for things so that you actually own your stuff instead of your stuff owning you. So share this video with your friends so that everyone understands that it's so important to live a debt-free life and forget the facade of all this stuff.
So I purchased the timeshare back in 1997 because I was looking for something to do with my kids. Over the course of 15 or so years that we used it, we went a lot of really fun places. Irreplaceable memories, no doubt. By 2012, I had a third child who was then 9 years old, but my older two had graduated from high school. Times did change, and we wanted the freedom of being able to enjoy vacations wherever we can go, when we can go. Then I did see some advertising for Timeshare Exit Team. I was absolutely elated because I had had so much regret and remorse over the years for having gotten into the timeshare, and I was extremely impressed with how professional they were and how straight and to the point they were in getting me out of my timeshare.
Time changes everything. If your timeshare no longer fits your life, call the team that can talk to you about options for your timeshare. Call Timeshare Exit Team today or go to timeshareexitteam.com.
Here we go, our first debt-free scream of the day. Maggie is here from the D.C. area, specifically Reston, Virginia, where she listens to the Dave Ramsey Show on AM 1230 WRBS weekdays from 2 to 5 out of Baltimore. Now, Maggie has crushed it. She was weird for a long time, but now she's extra weird because she's debt-free. She paid it all off. She worked a part-time job. She delivered pizzas. She did it all, and you can hear the whole story right now.
Your life is an adventure. Emotionally, you've just been through the ringer.
You're not afraid of hard work, and you have no debt. Everything paid for. Very, very well done. You did the hard work, and you've done so good. You know when you've had it, and something has to happen inside of you. Slow and steady. Live on less than you make. Believe that it can happen. It does happen every day in America. You are the answer. God's blessings pouring to and through you are the answer. In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, Maggie's with us. Hey, Maggie, how are you?
I'm good, Dave. How are you?
I am better than I deserve. Welcome. Where do you live?
Reston, Virginia, which is outside Washington, D.C.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, welcome. Good to have you here. And you're here to do a debt-free scream.
Yes, sir, I am. I'm so excited. I've been waiting a long time for this.
Absolutely. The only thing is, when you go back to Washington, D.C., you have to take this message, okay?
I'm working on it. I'm teaching. I'm an FPU coordinator, so I'm working on it.
There we go. It's a good start.
I'm working on it.
We'll get you doing that down in Congress. We'll be all right. All right. So how much have you paid off, Maggie?
I paid off $30,698.83 in 23 months.
Good for you. And your range of income during that time?
Started out making about $60,000 and up to $80,000 to $85,000.
Wow. And what do you do for a living?
I teach preschool, and I was delivering pizzas. That's how I paid this off so quickly.
You jammed it, huh?
I did. You always say when you're out of debt, there's a good place to go is to work, and I decided it was okay to work 70 hours or so a week.
For a short period of time?
For about 16 and a half months.
Yeah.
And that got the snowball going. I had first heard about you about 10 years ago and took FPU and learned to budget and paid off all the small debts, but then I had a big monster student loan and some credit card debt, and then ended up with a car loan. And I made a decision at some point that I wanted to be debt-free by the time I turned 33, and 10 years after I had first heard about you. And about in 2015, when it was 2 years away, I was like, something has to change. I took FPU again. I kept, and my snowball started rolling. But as a teacher in the summer, it's really easy to learn to make extra money because you're not teaching 9 to 5. You can do lots of different jobs. But then the snowball slowed down, and then in March I was trying to figure out what to do. I was thinking I needed another job, and you told somebody on the radio to go deliver pizzas, and I said, okay, I think I can do that. And the nights I'm not working, I also had another part-time job, but I could work a second part-time job in the nights and weekends, and that's what I did. I went in on a Wednesday went in on a Saturday, and by Wednesday I was delivering pizzas.
Wow.
And I did that for 16 and a half months, and I worked most days I worked at least 2 jobs. If I was working one job, it was kind of a vacation. I don't think I ever did 3 at once, but I worked a lot. So I paid off my car really quickly. And then I had student loans and my credit card. And then this past March, I got $5,000 forgiven for my student loans because I teach at a Title I school. And the balance on my student loans was then $783, I think, and I paid it off the next week, and that was the best feeling. And then it was March of this year, and June was coming up for my birthday, and I was really afraid it wasn't going to happen. I had talked to myself, it's gonna be okay if you're not debt free by your birthday. It's gonna be okay. You'll do it in June, it'll be fine. But on May 30th, when I got paid for June, I paid my last $300 on my credit card, and I was debt free. So, and I worked up another about month delivering pizzas to start my emergency fund going, but I just kept.
What was your best month delivering pizzas, best income month from pizza?
I think it was about $1,200. I made about, in the 16 months, I made about $20,000 delivering pizzas.
Okay, and how many nights a week?
4 to 5, depending on the week, and based,
it changed everything, though. That extra $20,000. I mean, you're paying off $31,000 in 23 months. That's a big deal.
That made a huge difference. Making the focus on and all that extra money. My other part,
I mean, that's hard work, and that's a lot. I mean, you were gone all the time. You had no life. You were just working.
I had no life.
Was it worth it?
It was so worth it. My friends would ask me to do stuff, and I would say, well, I can't. I'm no fun right now. I'm going to be fun here soon again, I promise. So I'm fun again. I promise them I'm fun again. But they were all really supportive.
Have fun like no one else, so later you can have fun like no one else. Yeah.
Yes, and just, they just delivering all those pizzas in the snow and in the rain, and
wow, look at you.
Yeah,
I love it. Way to go. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
So did you have people cheering you on?
I did. A lot of my family did, but especially my mom, who's here with me today.
Yay, Mom.
She's been my biggest cheerleader. She was the person who would say, I would call her and be like, Mom, I want to do this, and she's like, no, you can't do that. Like when I got tired and wanted,
she was your accountability partner.
She was my accountability partner, my biggest cheerleader, the person that would tell, all of it.
Yeah.
If I needed something, I went to my mom. And so
very cool. And then you start teaching Financial Peace University.
I did, yes. I decided I needed something to keep me going and keep the momentum going. So last summer.
So I'm also interested in the other part, the part where it didn't work. Like when you first started, you took it and you were like 23, 24 years old.
Yes.
And it didn't take. You didn't go crazy. You didn't do this. You waited like 6 years before you got mad at the debt.
It did.
What got you? What made the difference that caused the switch to flip for you?
I think coming up that it was close to 10 years, that it was getting closer to when I've been doing this.
So the calendar shamed you?
A little bit. I wasn't a gazelle at first. I was a tortoise for a long time. I was sort of just going. As a teacher, I didn't make a whole lot of money. I started teaching, and then 2009 or 2007.
But you were 26 and you were fun.
Yeah, and I was doing some stuff, and then I was using that credit card that I kept for emergencies, for all those emergencies, and I had
you did flunk the class, is what it means.
I kind of did, so I took it again, and now I teach it because I need that reminder.
Now you know. Good.
Now I know what to do.
So what amounts to is you got the information, you didn't apply it all before. But then just the fact that it's just not getting anywhere, no traction, and the decade's coming up, and that got you fired up again. Is that right? Is that the right answer?
That is, and I had to learn to budget and had to kind of figure out the cash and telling my money where to go and what that
doesn't take a decade.
It took me a little while.
Your want to changed is what it was.
I think it did.
You wanted to do it, and all of a sudden, and when you want to do something, there's no stopping somebody. I mean, rain, sleet, snow, and delivering pizzas. And get her done, baby. Get her done. You did good. I'm proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Very well done. Anybody make fun of you?
No, not really.
Some of your friends who said you weren't fun?
They were just like, okay, they understood. They never made fun of me, but they understood. Back, a few people, especially in the beginning when I was using the envelope system, would make fun of me a little bit. They kind of were like, what is that?
Eye roll.
What is that?
What are you? You joined a cult.
Why are you using all this cash? What are you doing?
Well, very, very well done. What's your advice now that you're teaching the class? What if somebody's in your class and you think they're going to wait and they're not going to do it for 6 or 7 years? How are you going to get them moving?
I tell them that it's worth it and that you have to try some new things and it's going to take some time. And that I kind of give them suggestions of what worked for me. One of the main ones that worked for me was cash. Because with an variable income, you can always kind of maneuver that budget, move that money around a little bit. And when there's cash and it's the end of the month and there's like $20 in your account, you can't go buy new shoes or go shopping.
You're incredible. Well done. Very well done. Well, we got a copy of Chris Hogan's #1 best-selling book for you. That's your next chapter, Retire Inspired, that you retire a millionaire, become a millionaire, and outrageously generous along the way. You're going to do it, I can tell, because now you know what to do. Now you know how to. You got Maggie running for Maggie now. This is good.
That I do.
Good for you. Very well done. All right, it's Maggie from Washington, D.C. She did it. $31,000 paid off in 23 months, making 3 jobs, up to 85. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. I'm debt-free!
Love it. Well done, kiddo. Very well done. Isn't it interesting that as humans, we have the power. We have the power to decide. You can decide to do nothing. You can decide to do something. And you can decide to do something wide open, baby. Oh, yeah. If you're going to do it, let's do it. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Big-time extraordinary things start from ordinary things. And they start from changing the ordinary habits in your day-to-day life.
In a heart filled with gratitude, there is no room for discontentment.
Kids develop their identity by getting clues from you about what you think about them, feel about them, and hope for them, and they become who you think they are.
Conflict becomes the price we pay for a deeper level of intimacy.
To think that you can have somebody work that hard and get to the end of their life and have nothing. That's not okay.
You can create your entire business around your life versus your life around your work.
Today could be the day that literally your life changes. Be open to that, receive it, and we believe it'll happen.
When we start to try to control everything around us, we get out of control of the only thing we're designed to have, which is self-control.
I decided to take my life seriously. I want to live, and my life is that serious.
Your decisions from today forward will affect not only your life, but your entire legacy. One of the things that we've discovered is that people's lives are transformed not only by the inspiration to do it, but by knowledge.
You know my good friend Dave Savage out in Oregon. Dave developed a product several years ago called the Total Cost Analysis.
So you take like a 30-year and a 15-year and it shows you the comparison and
exactly.
Boom, it's a no-brainer then.
Exactly. Also, we found a great product that is tied into the MLS. The product that we found provides you, our borrower, your caller, with complete access.
What's going on, fam? It's your boy. In today's edition of the AO, man, I'm like so surreal. I had the opportunity to sit down and talk with young men who've made some bad decisions in life, but they're going down the right path right now. These
decisions. The only problem I have with it is I need to put my reading glasses on the phone to see it.
That's it.
Hey guys, checking in with Maggie after her glass-shattering scream. That was amazing. How did it feel?
Oh, it felt really good.
Well, our YouTube chatters were cheering you on like never before, so they're loving it. Tell me, what are you going to do now that you're debt-free? What's next?
I'm working on my emergency fund. It's almost halfway funded right now, so I'm working on that.
You just feel like you have so much momentum now. You're just going to like crush that emergency fund in no time?
Yes, well, I'm working a little less now, so which is nice. So I have a little
taking the foot off the pedal just a little bit. You have been crushing it.
Slightly, just slightly, but it's going to be there pretty quickly.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations again to Maggie for being debt-free.
Thank you for joining us, America. Joey is with us in Chicago. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show. Joey, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, my dad is 52 years old, and he is absolutely destroying our family's finances. He's never been good with money. And about 8 years ago, we were about $25,000 in credit card debt. Unfortunately, around that time, my mother was in an accident and passed away. The only upside to that was the settlement was enough money to clear all of our credit card debt and cover our mortgage for a couple of years. Well, if you fast forward to today, we're back at $20,000 in credit card debt, and he's barely able to keep his head above water. My question
How old are you?
I'm 17 years old.
Oh, my Lord. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me help you with something for a second, Joey. Okay. We aren't in credit card debt. Your dad is. You're not.
Mm-hmm.
You're not in credit card debt. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you understand the difference is that someday you'll be on your own and you're not liable for this.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so he's run up credit card debt again. You're observing this. Are you an only child, the oldest child, or what?
Well, I'm actually the middle child. He has 4 kids, 2 of which have moved out, and obviously in the next couple of years I'll be moving out as well.
Right. Okay. And so your question's what?
What can I do to try to help him, get on the right track, as well as making sure I'm preparing myself for my financial future so I don't end up in the same rut that he did.
Yeah.
That he's in.
Okay. Well, I think you're already preparing yourself for your financial future. You're 17 years old. You actually know the Dave Ramsey Show exists. Go figure. So, I mean, that alone is puts you way ahead of the game of most people. So you know what to do, and you obviously have observed some things you don't want to replicate from your dad, even though there's probably some things that he does that are good things, not necessarily with money, but he's probably got some good traits that you do want to replicate and carry forward. Well, the first thing is that you learn to stay on a budget. You learn to stay out of debt. You learn to save money for emergencies and invest for the long term. You don't spend more than you make. You don't get credit cards and carry them around. So that's how you prepare for your future. And obviously, you're going to have to handle your own school. And so you have a lot of work ahead of you, but that's okay. You'll be fine as far as you goes. Now, as far as him, there's not many men on the planet that will take financial advice from their 17-year-old middle son.
Absolutely.
You have the powdered butt syndrome. Once someone has powdered your butt, they really don't want your opinion about money or sex. And so he's probably not looking for your advice, even though he knows he's probably wrong. So you're probably not the man to speak up and cause this to happen. That's my guess. Now, so what are we going to do? Well, there's a couple things you could do. One is there a person in his life, particularly another man, that he respects their business ability, their money ability, or even their spiritual walk?
Well, definitely our pastor, and my pastor has tried helping them in the past, but it seems like no matter who's talking to him or how they're trying to help him, he just doesn't seem to either comprehend any of it or want to replicate any of it, and he's very stubborn in being his own man.
Okay. Well, I think if I were you, I would talk to your pastor again. I find people every day, I've been doing this for a lot of years, and I find people every day who 2 years ago wouldn't listen, but now they listen. 5 years ago they wouldn't listen, but now they listen. So all of us, the stubborn comes and goes with all of us, and being our own man comes and goes. But if the pastor, just leans in, and I think most pastors, if they're going to make an error, it would be on the side of being too soft, not too hard. And so I might, if I were you, ask your pastor to turn up the heat just a little bit more. Okay. And just spend a little more time with your dad and push on your dad on this subject, and not mention that you are involved, because you're not involved, because you can't fix it, and you keep your mouth shut, because you're not going to do anything but make things worse.
Very true.
Yeah, because he's going to do whatever he wants to do, and then at the end of having done everything you can do, I mean, if you wanted to give him a Total Money Makeover book or something, you could do that, but you're going to have to be real careful.
I was thinking about doing that for Christmas or something. So it's
just say, Dad, this is something I read that I liked. I thought you might enjoy it because you like business, or something like that. Not like, hey, you're really fat. Here's a book on how to not be fat. That doesn't work, right? That's insulting. You follow me? And so, instead you would just say, just kind of blow it off and make it not make it a big deal. Oh, Dad, it would change my life. I would feel so good if you would read this. No, don't do any of that crap. Just kind of keep it nonchalant and just go, hey, I read this. I thought you might like it because you like business stuff or something like that. and just see if he picks it up. He may throw it away. He may put it on the coffee table as a coaster for the next 2 years and then open it. We don't know how this is going to work. But at least I'm an outside expert. Your pastor is an outside influence that does have or could potentially have the credibility for him to listen to. Some people aren't going to listen to anybody. And so you have to be willing to go, I love my dad in spite of his incompetence in this one area of his life, and I'm just going to love him where he is. That's all I can do. And you may do that your whole life. You know, he may go to his grave doing this. And so your love is not conditional upon, you know, whether he handles money well or not. Your respect for him is not even conditional on that. But you're not going to take financial advice from somebody that's misbehaving with money, so he's not going to speak into your life on money issues, but that's all. That's all. You know, I don't speak into people's life on growing hair because I can't seem to do it on top of my head. So I don't tell people how to grow hair. So if you can't do something, you shouldn't tell other people how to do it, right? You shouldn't even have an opinion that's loud about it. But people try all the time. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind there, Joey. Hey, thanks for calling in, man. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Jay is in Jackson, Tennessee. Hi, Jay. How are you?
I am doing slightly better than I deserve and working on getting better.
Good. How can I help?
Well, I just wanted to say, first off, I'm a lifelong listener, thanks to my mother and my grandmother always playing you in the car when I was a kid.
Wow.
And now I listen to you as an adult. Have not always practiced as good as I should have, but I'm working on that now as well.
Gotcha. How can I help today?
Well, I'm calling to ask about a specific debt that I'm working on paying off. Funny enough, like Maggie, I've decided it's totally okay for me to work 70 hours a week and actually deliver pizzas specifically.
Okay.
I have called the office to make an offer on this debt. They have given me a counter offer. It is 75% of the balance, which I know is a little high. But I've never heard anybody ask you about debts over a judgment on an eviction, which is what this is over. So I understand that may be a little different.
Yeah, it is.
But they have refused to give me a written agreement on the payment.
Okay.
So
even if you were to bring them a check, they will not hand you an agreement?
He said if I come into their office, I will get a receipt. But they will not give me a payment agreement beforehand.
That's fine. That's fine. But I don't get a receipt. I get a statement that says this judgment, this eviction debt is 100% cleared upon this payment. Not a receipt that says you paid the money. A receipt that says you paid money doesn't mean that you paid but 75%. You still owe 25%.
What he had stated is it would be, he called it a receipt, but also saying that that's what would be sent to the county clerk to mark that it is paid off and done.
As long as you have something in your hand that says the debt is settled in full and it's in writing, you would be fine. You'd be fine.
Okay.
So if and 75% on an old eviction debt, it sounds to me like you're dealing with an individual landlord, not a corporate landlord.
I am dealing with a law office that is representing the apartment complex.
Okay. Yeah, you probably got about all you're going to get. I'd take the deal.
And I'm willing to pay that amount. That's totally fine.
Good. Yeah, go in there and pay them and get her done. You know, but get it in writing that says the debt is settled in full. That this payment means I no longer owe any money. And it needs to say that real clearly where you understand it and you can see it, or don't give them a check. And, you know, that's how it works. And they know that if they're in a law office. Just don't let them bamboozle you. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. I assume you're here to do a debt-free scream.
We sure are.
So how much have you guys paid off?
We paid off $44,000.
and it took us 39 months.
What financial class? Did you do hours?
Yeah, we did FPU.
Okay. Why what started this journey? Why did you decide to get out of debt?
Strengthen our marriage. Just like
I love it. Very cool.
He has the budget making down to a science.
You guys are freaks. Nuts, you're fanatics, you're weirdos, beans and rice.
You guys are awesome.
You're debt-free, I love it.
So he got pumped about it.
It was sort of a wake-up call.
Easily one of the best things we did for our marriage.
Did you sell stuff? What kind of debt was the $44,000?
So what did you learn in Financial Peace University that helped your marriage? You started when you were...
Count it down. I want to hear a debt-free scream.
We're debt-free!
I'm Christy Wright, and I want to teach you something I learned recently about setting boundaries and saying no. I speak on these topics all over the country, and I've realized that everywhere I go, the struggle is the same. It doesn't matter if you work in nonprofit or work in a ministry, whether you run a business or just run to keep up with everyday life. The temptation is always the same: to help everyone, everywhere. Often, our desire to help and serve others comes from a wonderful place. We see the never-ending need, and we can't help but do something about it. We want to pour ourselves out every day for as many people as possible. And I get that because I feel the same way. But if we're honest, that's also the very thing that leads to burnout. The work is never done, and since we can't keep up, we often give up. We get grumpy, and we end up showing up joyless for the very people we're trying to help. We exhaust ourselves trying to help everyone. Bishop Walker of Mount Zion Church here in Nashville pointed something out in a message recently that stopped me in my tracks. That's not what Jesus did. Jesus didn't help everyone. Think about that for a minute. Jesus did not help everyone. And of course, I'm not talking about salvation here. We give and serve and help and volunteer and stay busy for everyone everywhere, all while carrying this banner that this is what God has called us to do. But what if he didn't? As Bishop Walker pointed out to me, Jesus didn't follow the need. He followed his assignment. For example, Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. That is what God called him to do. He didn't raise every person, did he? Think of all of the dead people in the cemetery that day that he didn't bring back to life. Just like in our time, the need was infinite. But Jesus didn't follow the need. He followed his assignment. Jesus wasn't focused on what others were asking of him. He was focused on what God was asking of him. So what would Jesus do? Jesus stopped and prayed. He sometimes said no. Jesus went away to be alone. He rested. He didn't follow the need. He followed his assignment. What if we made decisions like that? What if we became more concerned with pleasing God than pleasing people? What if we were more interested in what God was asking of us than what people are asking of us? What if we said no to others more so that we could say yes to God more? What if we stopped trying to be the Savior and instead trusted God to be the Savior? This week, let's stop trying to be the hero. Instead, let's pray and lean into what God is asking of us. We may find that when we stop being busy trying to help everyone everywhere, we will find more energy and joy and fulfillment and success. Then we can focus on the needs we are called to, the situations that we are assigned to, and the people that we are appointed to. For more encouragement on leadership and life, visit ChristyWright.com.
You can take this message to your kids. You can start showing your kids literally how to live debt-free for their entire lives.
Count it down.
3, 2, 1.
You can start a new life for yourself, and your kids can have a clean slate.
3, 2, 1.
Living off of a little really helped with emergencies and having to pay things off. And whenever I get older, I'll follow in his footsteps.
3, 2, 1.
Let's hear your debt-free scream.
3, 2,
1.
Hey guys, I'm Rachel Cruz. You know, when I was growing up, I always heard my dad talk about the importance of having life insurance. And I really respected him for making sure that we were taken care of financially if something happened to him. I just took for granted that's what everyone did. But now, as a wife and a mother, I am shocked by how many families don't have life insurance. As I travel around the country and hear so many stories about families of all ages left with nothing but debt and the struggle they're going through. But it doesn't have to be that way. Term life insurance is so affordable and so easy to get. That's why recommending a company like Zander Insurance is so important in what we do. For almost 20 years, Zander has partnered with The Dave Ramsey Show to help families like yours protect their legacy. They do all the work, and you get to be the hero of your family. Give them a call or go to their website. I know they will take good care of you and your family.
Welcome back to the show, guys. Here we go, hour 2 kicking off with my friend Portia.
Hey, everybody.
Now, if you guys don't know, Portia basically runs our YouTube chat and our Facebook page for the YouTube group, and she is here to do her debt-free scream with her family. And y'all, it's going to be a good one in hour 3. Stick around. We got another debt-free scream this hour and Portia in the third. Tune in.
Sacrifice, determination.
You can be intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
Today we're calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything.
You have done really, really, really good, and you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. Open phones as we talk about you at 888-825-5225. 888-825-5225. Brittany's with us in Los Angeles. Hi, Brittany. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I have a question for you. So I graduated undergrad 6 years ago. I have always been someone that prioritizes saving. And since I graduated, I've saved about $76,000 in my 401k. I saved $20,000 in cash. And I just started a Roth IRA. Right now I only have about $5,000.
Good for you. Well done.
Thank you. But so I just, within the past couple months here, I've been listening to you pretty consistently. And the one thing that I haven't prioritized is actually paying off my student loans. And listening to you and following your baby steps, I decided to go ahead and take that $20,000 or $18,000 of it and put it towards my student loan. So right now I have about $18,000 left in student loans, which I'm trying to aggressively attack. The one thing though is that oh, and then I also stopped. I was putting in 12% of my income into my 401k, and I cut that in half to 6%. The one thing, though, is that I've started talking to my friends about what I'm doing, and they're like, are you crazy? You're a single woman. How could you only have $2,000 in savings? Why are you, trying to attack your student loans? They're only federal loans. They're not private. I've even heard some of my friends say that, if worse comes to worse, you can move out of the country and not pay your debt. Or
Are your friends multimillionaires?
No.
Then who gives a crap what they think about money? You're going to take financial advice from broke people? It's not funny. It's dumb.
I know. It's crazy. Just some of the things that they've said, like moving out of the country.
Who cares? They're broke.
Yeah, but I'm wondering.
That's like saying I'm overweight and I'm going to lose weight, and I'm actually doing it, and all my overweight friends are making fun of my plan. That's kind of dumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who cares what they think? Why are you even? I wouldn't even discuss it with them. I mean, like somebody's been married 16 times and they're going to help you with your marriage problem.
Right.
They got the honeymoon down. They ain't got the marriage thing down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you've got to, you know, in business, I don't go to someone who has failed at their last 3 marketing plans and ask them how to do a marketing plan. I try to find people who are successful at marketing and emulate those things. It's called best practices in business. It's the same thing here. So, I mean, I don't really care what your broke friends think about money. They're stupid.
Okay.
I mean, really? I don't.
Yeah.
So what you've got to decide is, do you have sufficient evidence that in your spirit, in your mind, and that the system that we're laying out makes sense, and you're really going to go do it? And if you don't have sufficient evidence, then don't do it. But you know, you shouldn't. That would be unwise on your part. I don't want you to blindly follow some voice on the radio. That would be weird too, you know? But you know, read through the Total Money Makeover. Go to the Financial Peace University class. Do something like that. And then sit there and use your own critical thinking skills. But don't let peer pressure from broke people tell you how to handle money.
Okay.
That's not logical at all. I mean, they mean well, but they're stupid. It's not that they're, you know, they just don't, their life doesn't have any fruit in it. You know? I mean, do you have a friend that's really, really bad at selecting the men that she dates?
I have a couple of them.
Then you wouldn't take that. Would you take their advice on whether or not you're dating a good guy? No.
Probably not.
No.
No.
Their man meter's broken, right? And that's the same thing here. It's the same thing. It's just not logical. So I think you're asking the wrong questions of the wrong people, or the right questions of the wrong people. You're trying to get affirmation from a group of people that are not going to give you affirmation because they don't have the capacity to. They don't have the knowledge to do it, and their life proves that so far. Now, it's not to say they couldn't turn it around after you do, but don't take financial advice from broke people. It's a bad plan. So hold on. I'm going to send you a copy of the book, Financial or Total Money Makeover, and read through that. Help millions of people get out of debt. And to my knowledge, we've never caused a bankruptcy. Never caused somebody to be homeless. So, you know, so it's not crazy. You know, I'm not telling you to cash out your 401k. I'm telling you stop putting, including the 6% you haven't stopped yet, stop putting any money in to savings of any kind, and let's clear this dadgum debt up. You bought into it a little ways, but you didn't buy into it all the way. And then let's go ahead and get it finished and get on a really tight budget, beans and rice, rice and beans. And if your broke friends don't understand, just smile and nod. Just smile and nod. But they're not going to understand. But don't look for affirmation in the wrong places. It'll get you in trouble in any area in your life. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Jason's in New York. Hi, Jason. How are you?
I'm good. What about yourself?
Better than I deserve. What's up in your world?
I'm just trying to get an idea where to start. I've been watching your show for quite a while now, listening to you on YouTube, and I'm not a bad saver, but I'm in quite a rut, and I just kind of need some guidance to get out of the rut.
What is the rut?
All right, the rut is mainly what everybody calls you for: car debt.
Okay.
Lots of car debt.
How much do you owe on your cars?
Well, my wife leases a vehicle currently, and I finance a vehicle. I owe $34,000. This is without interest.
Yeah.
The payoff is $34,000.
What's your household income?
Together, we pull in about $145K a year.
Okay. And is that your biggest debt?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, what I do is just sit down and lay out a game plan and say how deeply can we cut lifestyle so that we can quickly pay off both of these cars and own them free and clear. If we're unwilling to do that, then we need to sell them. But you need to be able to clear these car debts within 2 years. I think you can if that's your only debts with this income. But you need to lay it out and say, am I going to pay a price with my lifestyle to get rid of these cars, or am I going to get rid of the cars so I don't have to pay a price with my lifestyle? But something's going to give, dude. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. It's working out okay. We've got almost 600 affiliates, so stations all over America decide they want to start carrying the Dave Ramsey Show.
All over America? That's a lot of stations. America's big. Man, Ramsey's everywhere.
You can just look at my old car. I am driving it with pride, baby.
He was doing the show in 92. Yeah, that's a time ago. When along came the station out of Nashville looking for a show. If you're gonna air in Nashville, you've got a slot that's prime. And so he got syndicated, and then 500 something times. He asked him if he'd seen a man with so much debt in hand, and he said, listen, I've helped some folks all over this here land. Ramsey's everywhere, man. Ramsey's everywhere, man. All the stations, he's there, man. He breathes the debt-free air, man. Calls, he's had his share, man. Ramsey's everywhere. Listen in Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Boise, Muncie, Raleigh, Wichita, Tulsa, Montauk, Tucson, Tampa, Savannah, Spokane, Atlanta, New York, Baltimore, Bridgeport, Amarillo, San Diego, Sacramento, Cincinnati. Who's your daddy? Ramsey's everywhere, man. Ramsey's everywhere, man. All the stations, he's there, man. He breathes the debt-free air, man. Calls, he's had his share, man. Ramsey's everywhere. Catch it in Austin, Boston, Charleston, Houston, Dayton, Greenville, Baton Rouge, Shreveport, Kalamazoo, Philly, Appleton, Effingham, Jacksonville, Louisville, Nashville, Knoxville, Bakersfield, Opelika, Vicksburg, Pittsburgh, Parkersburg, Salt Lake City, Kansas City. He's been busy. Ramsey's everywhere, man. Ramsey's everywhere, man. All stations, he's there, man. He breathes the debt-free air, man. Calls, he's had his share, man. Ramsey's everywhere. Find a station near you.
Are high healthcare costs getting you down?
Are you confused trying to navigate the health insurance world?
Do you wish you could find an affordable biblical solution to your healthcare costs?
Based on New Testament principles, Christian Healthcare Ministries, or CHM, helps Christian families, churches, and businesses join together as the body of Christ to share their major healthcare costs.
As a CHM member, you can go to any doctor or hospital you prefer. You aren't bound by an approved healthcare provider list, and all treatment decisions are made between you and your doctor. No treatment approvals are ever part of the CHM experience.
For tens of thousands of Christians, CHM is a trusted, affordable, and biblical healthcare solution. And it can be the solution for you as well. Visit us online or call today to learn more about how we can serve your family, church, or business. Christian Healthcare Ministries, 1-800-791-6225.
chministries.org.
Hey guys, here with Portia again. She's doing her debt-free scream in hour 3, and I had to make sure you guys didn't miss this. Check out these earrings. This is an Old Navy credit card that she has cut up and made into earrings. So there you go. Debt turned into fashion, and now she is free. Can't wait for you guys to hear her scream. And check out this shirt, y'all. Mad love to the YouTube crazies.
our scripture of the day. Listen to that. Our question of the day comes from Blinds.com. You don't need a second mortgage to make your home over. Get brand new custom blinds without paying custom prices at Blinds.com. Now through the 19th of September, you can get 20% off anything on the website if you use the promo code Ramsey. Blinds.com. That must be not September the 19th, since we passed September the 19th. So I'm going with November the 19th. That's what I'm going with. Melanie's with us in Little Rock, Arkansas. Hi, Melanie. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
My husband and I just finished baby step 2, and we're working on building our emergency fund.
Good.
He has several chronic health problems.
Oh, no.
He got life insurance before he was diagnosed with kidney disease.
Ooh.
And he got a $100,000 policy.
Mm-hmm.
We have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he has kidney disease, we have tried through Xander and we've tried through a couple other people. And I feel like it's a closed door forever.
I don't know forever, but it's closed for right now.
Well, he's most likely going to have a kidney transplant sometime in the next 5 years.
Yeah. And anytime you're facing all of that, that's not, it is closed for now. I mean, I don't know what will happen 10 years from that, you know, in the insurance world and in the kidney transplant world. But today, you're right. You've gotten a reasonable conclusion, an accurate conclusion that leaves you with $100,000 in life insurance. So there's only 2 things you can do then. What is your household income?
We own our own business. My husband does, and I am a nurse. And it's the last couple of years, it's been between 80 and 90.
What does he make?
It's a newer business. What is
the profit on his business in a year?
Well, I think last year the business profited a little over 50.
Okay, and you made 30?
No, I mean we didn't bring home that much from the business. That's what it showed on our tax return. But his income that we pay him through the business right now is about 35.
Okay, that doesn't make sense. That's how much
he makes as
an employee. That doesn't make sense. Okay. Unless there's savings sitting down at the business. Is there savings sitting at the business?
Well, there's money in the business account for when we need repairs or things like that. Right now, there's about $30,000.
Okay, so then there's money down at the business. Okay, there's savings. All right, so that is income, and that is your money if you needed it. I mean, if something happened to him when you close the business, you'd take that money, right? So, all right. So anyway, we need to replace about a $50,000 income. We've only got $100,000 worth of insurance at this point, and you're making how much?
About 60.
Okay. All right. And so what we got to do is just figure out how you make it if something, God forbid, happens to him. Okay? That's what insurance is all about, right? And so we got 100, and then the 2 things we do other than that is we build up, wealth by getting out of debt, which you were already doing, and by building your emergency fund, which you were already doing, and then by, really socking money away. And the more wealth you've got piled up and the less debt you have, the easier it's going to be for you to make it on a nurse's income if something happens to him, right?
Right.
So you start moving towards self-insured because you build up enough wealth that you don't need it. That's the one thing you can do. The second thing you can do is just start looking for insurance that does not require medical. And it's usually low, small policies like $10,000 with your checking account or something like that. Anytime you can get a little, small policy, dinks and dunks like that, and, if you can get 5 or 10 of those and, you've got another 100,000, that'd be good as long as you're not paying, crazy rates for it. But there's the little gimmick type policies are not a good buy, but they're the only buy you can make.
Right.
And they're based on, I'm sorry, go ahead.
What do you think about, since we're getting really close to that point where we would be contributing 15% of each of our incomes to retirement, what would you think about putting 15% of his income instead of into a Roth or an IRA into an account where if something were to happen to him, I could have that money immediately?
I might put some of it. I wouldn't put all of it there. How old is he?
He's 37.
Okay, and how old are you?
35.
Okay. If you want to put 50% into regular mutual funds and the other 50% into Roths, that'd be fine. At least you would have some, and you can always get to the other. It just might have a penalty if something happened.
Right.
You're going to be the named...
One more question.
Okay.
What do you think about, in our situation, and I know you don't like this, but the mortgage life insurance?
Oh, I would get it if you can. Definitely would get it.
You would?
Yeah, if you can get it
I know
without...
it's not a good deal. It's expensive.
Oh, yeah, that's the kind of policies I'm talking about. Though.
Yeah.
There's no medical on it.
But it'll pay off the house.
Yeah, it's a gimmick policy, and therefore it's 10 to 20 times more expensive than regular term, but it's the only thing you can get.
Right.
And that's very helpful. I definitely would do that. Yeah, if you can get that without a medical on it and they'll, automatic issue, then yeah, I definitely would take it for sure. And but again, like you said, I don't like them because they're expensive. But you're in a situation where you don't have any other options. So, hey, good question. Thank you for joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You jump in. We'll talk about your life and your money. Rachel's in Washington, D.C. Hi, Rachel. How are you? Hi, Rachel. I took the wrong call. I'm losing my ever-loving... There we go. Rachel's in Washington, D.C. Hey, Rachel. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. Sorry, I pushed the wrong button. What's up?
Oh, that's okay. I was wondering, I'm on baby step 2, me and my fiance are, and I was wondering if I should sell my car. I owe more than it's worth. Mm-hmm. And I also need a reliable car because I commute to work about almost 100 miles a day, probably.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And how much do you owe on your car?
I owe about $16,500.
Okay. And what's it worth?
Private sale, I could get just under $14,000.
Okay. And what is your income?
I alone make about, it's variable, I'm a hairstylist, but right around $25,000 to $32,000.
Mm-hmm. And what does your fiance make?
He makes about $70,000.
Okay. And when will you be married?
Not this coming January, but 2019.
Why are you waiting?
We wanted a wedding, and we also had a baby a year ago, so we didn't want to, I didn't want to plan a wedding and adjust to motherhood at the same time.
It takes 2.5 years to adjust to motherhood?
Well, no, but then you need to plan a wedding, which takes time. We just wanted kind of a long engagement.
Yeah. Okay. Not logical to me. And it's not logical that somebody making $32,000 a year trying to raise a kid has a $16,000 car note when her husband-to-be makes $70,000. And so I think you guys are desperately needing to combine your households. For real.
Well,
when you've combined your bed, you might as well combine your households.
Yes, we've combined our money-wise. We're combined already as well.
Well, no, you're not. Because that's not how law works. Okay? Shacking up does not afford you the same legal benefits as being married. And relational benefits as well. And so, I really can't help you. This is just not logical to me, I don't think. But I can try. What I would suggest you do is get married immediately, combine your life and your finances, and quit acting like you are. I mean, you're acting like you're doing something that you're not doing. And then that puts you in a position that you have an $85,000 income to begin to pay off your debts and work together. But right now, he has no obligation. You have no obligation legally on these debts. You could pay off all of his debts, he could pay off all your debts, and you'd be stuck if one of you walked.
When I was in 9th grade, my parents made the comment that they had to put up with the job that they hated, and they were living paycheck to paycheck. At that point in time, I made up my mind right then that that would not be me. My name is Butch Malden, and this is my story. My mother, she quit school in 9th grade. She had me when she was 19. And by the time I was 8, she was a single mother with 2 children, and she was working for minimum wage. And there was a point in time of our lives where we actually lived in a 1-bedroom apartment and slept on the floor. It made a real impact in my life. It was a constricting thing because when other kids could go and do things that interested them, such as karate class or go and play for baseball teams out of their state, that was something that simply wasn't realistic for us and my family. My mom literally did the best she could to provide us with the clothing we had. What I started learning at an early age was the lack of money would really cause problems, not only on your psyche, but on what you're going to do day to day. It really affects your life. I was introduced to Dave Ramsey's book, Financial Peace, during my junior year in college. I'd been dating a girl for about a year, and that girl is now my wife. We've been married for 11 years. But her parents had read Financial Peace, and they, in turn, gave me the book to read. The reason I was in debt and didn't have money wasn't because I was unlucky or because life dealt me an unlucky blow. It was because I hadn't planned to be out of debt and I hadn't executed that plan in order to be rich. We had to literally cut many things that we really enjoyed. But what was important at that time was we understood that we were putting off something today that we enjoyed for a better tomorrow and a better next year. We've paid off $260,000 in debt. Today, we own our house free and clear. We own 6 rental properties that we paid cash for. We own an airplane that we paid cash for. And we decided that one of our dreams would be to live abroad. We've always wanted to do that. We thought it would be when we were 65. The other day, I was telling a lady that we were moving to New Zealand. And she asked how old I was, and I told her 35. And the first question she asked me was, did you win the lottery? Well, my reply to her was, I did win the lottery. I've read Financial Peace when I was 22. I'm Butch Malden, and I saved myself rich.
I literally started my business on a card table in my living room. In those days, I was the one responsible for keeping track of my expenses. And if I wanted my family to eat, I had to make sure the money was coming in. I was a true entrepreneur. Nowadays, I know there's a better way. It's called FreshBooks, and I'm a big fan of what they do. FreshBooks is an online software and mobile app that allows you to track your time, capture expenses, and create professional invoices. It's easy and it works. Find out what over 5 million entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you have already discovered. You can try it free today at getfreshbooks.com. Just enter the Dave Ramsey Show under How Did You Hear About Us for your free 30-day trial. That's getfreshbooks.com. And remember, enter the Dave Ramsey Show to get started today.
Here we go, our second debt-free scream of the day. Ben and Vita are here from the Orlando, Florida area, more specifically Winter Park, so shout out to you guys out there, where they listen to the Dave Ramsey Show on News Radio 102.5 WFLA from 3 to 6. Now, they paid off almost 6 figures, and I can't wait for you guys to hear their story about how they did it. And of course, FPU was a big part of that. If you haven't checked out FPU, now's the time. We've got classes going on all across the country. Now, a lot of times you see these debt-free screams and you think, I want to do my debt-free scream. We're going to be debt-free soon. Well, you can do that at DaveRamsey.com. Click on the show, and you can apply to be debt-free screaming, and Kelly, our phone screener, will collect all those. She'll go through them all. So let's get to it, guys. Let's hear the story. Let's hear how they sacrifice right now on the Dave Ramsey Show.
Your life is an adventure. Emotionally, you've just been through the ringer. not afraid of hard work, and you have no debt. Everything paid for. Very, very well done. You did the hard work, and you've done so good. You know when you've had it, and something has to happen inside of you. Slow and steady. Live on less than you make. Believe that it can happen. It does happen every day in America. You are the answer. God's blessings pouring to and through you are the answer. In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, Ben and Vida are with us. Welcome, guys.
Hey, Dave.
Thank you.
How are you? How are you?
Excited.
Good. Where do y'all live?
Orlando, Florida.
And all the way here to do your debt-free scream.
Yes, sir.
Love it. How much have you paid off?
Paid off $98,493.47.
Well done. How long did that take?
39 months.
Good for you. Your range of income during that time?
We started off at about $82,500 and now up to $99,000.
Good for you. Well done. What do y'all do for a living?
I'm a data analyst for Siemens.
And I'm an event planner for Crew.
Very cool. Good for you guys. Welcome. Very good. So tell me the story. What happened 39 months ago that put you on this journey?
Well, about 4 years ago, we were getting ready to get married.
Yay.
And so we had the financial talk, and we realized that we both had about the same amount of debt going into our marriage. And so we knew that that would limit our options in life, you know, whether we wanted to move somewhere or, you know, switch jobs, things like that. So we knew we wanted to be debt-free, but we didn't know how. That was all we knew at that point. And we, at that point, thought, you know, that that's really normal and it's just part of being an adult. So we didn't know it was even possible.
Yeah.
And a few months later, you know, we got married, and we had a few people mention Dave Ramsey and Financial Peace University in passing, and we didn't really put a lot of weight on it. We were like, okay, that's cool. Envelope system sounds complicated. No thanks. And then I was out to lunch with my friend Tasha, and she had her wallet with her, and I made fun of her, and I was like, "Oh, your wallet is huge. What do you have in here?" And she said, "Oh, you know, my envelopes are in there." And so I finally, you know, had to ask. I was like, "Okay, fine. Explain what this envelope deal is to me, because I've been hearing it. I don't know what it's about." So she told me about your podcast, and I listened on my way home, and I, you know, just kept listening, and I finally talked to Ben about it, and I said, you know, this this Dave Ramsey guy, he's been mentioned to me a few times, and it looks like he has a financial plan, and part of that is getting out of debt. So maybe that's something that we need to look into. So that was about a month after we got married, and a month after that, we started our first budget. I hadn't been through FPU, so I didn't know he was supposed to participate in that. And so I did the budget on my own, and I presented it to him, and I said, you know, if you're willing to do this, and he was. And I was like, if you're willing to do this, I need you to sign this budget.
She made me sign it.
Whoa, you already did it, right? Yeah, look at you.
She made me sign it.
This is a contract.
Yes.
Yeah, she knew, you know, I was cautiously optimistic. You know, because, again, I had kind of lost that hope of I would ever be out of debt. I remember like thinking, praying like, man, it'd be nice to just be at zero again. You know, starting at zero. But she made me sign it, and I was like, all right, this is going to be like a diet fad, you know, the next fad for a diet. You get on it for 2 weeks, and then the next thing, and, you know, you get back to eating. So she made me sign it, and, you know, I stuck to it. You know, if I put my name on something,
that's a big deal.
That's a big deal. That's my name. That's my word. That's my bond, you know. So she made me sign it.
And she knew that. That's very good. I like that.
Yeah. So
wow, that's fun.
Yeah.
And so the zero-based budget was born at your house.
It was.
And it's game on.
Yeah,
that's it.
Came on. A few months later, we took FPU, or actually we coordinated FPU for the first time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we've done it about 5 times since then.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. How neat.
Of course, Dave. And I just want to take a few moments, you know, to the listeners and those of you watching on YouTube, coordinate an FPU class. You don't have to have the answers. Dave and his team on the video have the answers. You know, it's 9 classes over 9 weeks. Just take 2 hours a week. That's 18 hours. You know, instead of binge watching TV and keeping up with the Kardashians. How about you teach people how to stop keeping up with the Joneses? So,
dude, we're going to sign you up.
Hey,
man,
come on, Dave, do
Bring it. Infomercial.
That's it. Now back to our regularly scheduled program, Dave.
Well, thank you. Very nice. Well, it is fun because you not only it holds you accountable, but you get to watch people. You really get a front row seat to watch people change their lives.
Yeah, in those 9 weeks, you know, we've had stories. Folks come up to us, and one of the older gentlemen in our class with tears in his eyes, just saying, you know, I've never stuck to anything in my life, and I'm doing this, and it's working. I'm seeing I'm going to follow this through.
Wow.
And that just it blesses you, and
Amen.
You know, it's more than the facts, the figures, and the math. It's really changing lives. I wish we could put our Congress through FPU. I mean, they need it.
Amen. Wow, you guys are fun. This is great. So, what kind of debt was the $98,000?
All dumb debt. It was credit cards, cars, and the student loans. Student loans are the most in our cars.
What was the one debt that you hated? And when you got rid of that, you went, I hate you people.
My student loan.
Oh, Sally Mae.
I had it so long, it would have been in middle school. Like, it was 12 years old. I had this loan. She filmed me when I finally clicked the pay this off button, and I was just like, I can't believe that's gone.
It's just gone.
It's just gone.
Did it.
Yeah.
Wow. So when somebody's new to the class and they're like, I don't know, this envelope stuff, kind of like you were, it kind of feels weird, or this budget stuff feels weird. What do you tell them the main thing they have to do if they want to get out of debt? They got to do these 2 things or these 3 things. What do you tell them?
Yeah.
I would say the budget. The budget really sets you up for success for the rest of it. You can't really even do step 1 if you haven't done your budget. So I think that's the key. The other thing I would say is just being on the same page if you're married, and just knowing that you're on the same team, that one person doing it alone, it's impossible.
Right.
You know, so you have to be on the same team and going for the same goals.
Yeah, and then I will say the other thing with that, you know, God was great to us throughout the process, and one of the things we would constantly communicate about is, what does it look like when we're debt-free? Like that goal, what's that dream? What's that thing we want to do? Small goals along the way, and then the long-term goal. You know, one of our small goals, again, we discovered you right when we got married, so Vita would like to remind me throughout the process when she get a little frustrated. She's like, Dave ruined our honeymoon. We couldn't take a honeymoon. He ruined it. You know, but just a couple of weeks ago, cash flowed our honeymoon to London.
Whoa!
So,
mic drop.
That's it.
Yeah!
That's it. And so that was
sweet.
Yeah, and we enjoyed our time there, and it was cash, and we were still, you know, like to say, we were balling on a budget. Like we cash flowed even there. When we ate, we didn't spend a lot of money or anything, and you know, just keeping those little short-term goals. And our long-term goal we always talk about is we want to get to that baby step 7 where we can just give, and our goal is to live off the tithe and give 90.
Amen.
And so that's our long-term goal, is to just get to that place.
Reverse tithe. Yeah,
reverse tithe, and just
look at you guys. How fun. Your generosity. That's going to be awesome. Well, very cool. Very cool. Very proud of y'all. Well done.
Thank you.
You have people cheering you on as you went along?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You teach that many classes, you got a lot of cheerleaders in the corner.
Absolutely. Friends, family, coworkers watching. You know, I would, you know, at work, folks find out what I'm doing, and I'd share it with them, and they're like, oh, I don't think we can do that. I'm like, you could do it. You know, just,
anybody
can.
Yeah.
You just got to decide to.
Very cool. Well done. Well, we've, of course, got a copy of Chris Hogan's book, Retire Inspired. That's the next chapter in your story. Millionaire status and outrageously generous, and you are on your way, man. Well, thanks, and thanks for leading the class too. It's very, very cool stuff. And of course, check out Chris's podcast always too. That's some good stuff. You don't want to miss it. Ben and Vita, $98,000 paid off in 39 months, making $82 to $99. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free! I love it! Well done, well done, well done. Man, that is fabulous. Well, that's how you do it. And you don't have to be just starting your marriage. You don't have to be anything. You just got to decide that you're going to live your life in control. See, that's all they did. They just decided, you know, because they've been told and they started to believe, and that you heard the words they used. Everybody uses those words. I thought I was always going to be in debt, because we're told that you're always going to have a car payment. You're always going to have a mortgage. You're always going to fill in the blank, stupid. You don't have to always gonna. I'm not always gonna. No, I don't ever gonna. You can change it. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Being behind on your bills can be a very scary place. Starting baby step 1 is a great goal, but if you're what we call the 4 walls, these are basic things we all need: food, shelter and utilities, transportation, and clothing. So what do you do first? Eat. Buy food for your family. That's the very first thing you do. The next thing you do is keep the lights and water on. After paying utilities, take care of shelter. That means pay the rent or mortgage. Then you move on to transportation. And once you know you can get where you need to go with gas in the tank, then you can take care of your basic clothing needs. Don't go all out on brand name fashion. Just buy what you need. Here's a tip. Don't get behind on your home and be current on your MasterCard and your student loan. If you're going to be behind on something, choose to hold off on things that don't matter as much. They're called unsecured creditors. Creditors that don't have any security. They don't have a lien on anything. They're not going to take away basic necessities of your life. If you have a place to live, it's warm, and the lights are on, your stomach is full, and you have clothing to wear and a way to get to work, you live to fight another day. The 4 walls are in place, and worry starts to slip away. When your lights are about to be cut off, but you've paid your MasterCard bill, that's when life starts spinning out of control. You won't win in that situation. Put the 4 walls of your home up first. Then, work your way through the other stuff. It's all about priorities.
Pam and I purchased our timeshare in 1979. It was a crazy time back then. We had just gotten married and we were young and free. We went to our timeshare twice a year for years. Pam loved to golf there. Boy, I miss those days. In 2012, I lost Pam to breast cancer. I knew I had to get out of our timeshare because the thought of going back there was too painful for me and our children. Finally, I found Timeshare Exit Team. They got us out. Now we've all been able to move on with our lives. Kids and I have been able to vacation together again. In fact, we just got back from a fantastic trip to Mexico City.
Time changes everything. If your timeshare no longer fits your life, call the team that can talk to you about options for your timeshare. Call Timeshare Exit Team today or go to timeshareexitteam.com.
Hey guys, ran into my friend Ken Coleman. Many of you know him in the YouTube chat. Now, Ken, I heard about this contest going on. What is this?
Special Christmas contest. If you want to come to Boston, Massachusetts, it's a free stay, free tour of Boston, meals, flight, the whole 9 yards, and come to Smart Conference and get a coaching session with me on your career, your calling, whatever it is. So that's all available. DaveRamsey.com. All the shows are doing it, but that's the particular giveaway for me. So come hang out with me at the Smart Conference.
How do they enter?
DaveRamsey.com.
Go do it right now.
Thank you for joining us, America. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. We're glad you're here. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Oscar's with us in Miami. Hey, Oscar, how are you?
Hey, Dave. How's it going?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Hey, yeah, so I have a quick question. Over the last 5 years, I have made some poor card decisions, and just 2 weeks ago, I made another one. A friend of mine recommended the show, and I just wanted to get your input. I currently have a new car that I owe $31,000 on it, and after listening to a couple of your shows, I realized that I made a mistake. should I sell the car back to the dealer where they're offering me $26,000 and just try to get out of the loan, or what do you think?
How are you going to cover the other $4,000?
I do have about $20,000 in savings now.
Okay, so you can write a check and cover the $4 and sell the car back. And you've had the car you've had the car 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yes.
So it cost you $4,000 to drive it for 3 weeks.
Yeah, and I also gave a $3,000 check for negative equity on my prior car. So it's a lot of things added up.
Yeah. How big a check for negative equity?
$3,000.
Oh, $3,000. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's already that had to do with that car though. This car now today, you owe $31, and you paid $31, and 3 weeks later they will buy it for $26.
Correct.
Wow. Okay. Very generous of them, huh?
Yeah.
That sounds like a bad deal, but I don't know anything to do except get you out of it. What's your income?
My income right now, it's about $95,000.
Okay. And are you single?
No, I'm married.
Okay. And how much other debt do you guys have?
Say roughly about $1,500.
$1,500?
Yeah.
And you have $20,000 in savings?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, my rule of thumb on cars is this. Okay. What's your other car worth?
No, I just have one car right now.
You're married and you have one car?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's back into this, but let me tell you my 2 rules of thumb that just because I don't want too much invested in things that are going down in value. Okay. So, number 1, does the total of your vehicles add up to more than half your annual income? The answer right now is no. Agreed? And because you don't want too much invested in things going down in value. The second thing is, can you be debt-free within 2 years? And the answer for that is yes. You can, except your house. And so if you like this car and want to keep this car, you would take the majority of your $20,000 down to $1,000 and throw it at this and use your income to pay off the other $11,000 very, very quickly. And then when you you would save and pay cash for the next car purchase, the second car purchase that you do.
Okay.
And if you do that, and that car is, the 2 cars then are at that time worth less than half your annual income, you're still okay at that point. But you're right, you need to stay off the new car lot. Now, the other thing you could do, if you wanted to do it differently, is you could do what you call me about and take the car back over there, write a check for $4, that leaves you for $16, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you go buy a car for cash that is, for $16 or less, and then you're debt free, and you're at baby step 2, and you build your emergency fund, and then you save and pay cash for the second car for your wife.
Okay.
And that would work, and that'll go a lot faster, obviously, but you're going to end up with a $16,000 car, or a $15,000 or a $10,000 car, or whatever, right? I mean, you can go buy you a $10,000 car.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I just after hearing a couple of your podcasts, I realized, hey, maybe I should call and just get a few the insight. My idea was trying to lose some money up front and then get something cash. I
think I would do that. I'll tell you the other reason I think I would in your case, because I think you're in a heavy learning mode right now, and dumping that car is going to feel like crap.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to feel bad. And writing a check to turn in a car, to sell a car back that you just bought a couple weeks ago is going to feel bad. And I think that's going to make you feel bad enough you'll never do it again. Because I think it'll stick in your system for the rest of your life. That may be a story you tell your grandkids.
Yeah, definitely.
This is when I sold that car back, I said I would never do this again. I'll never buy another new car until I got $1 million net worth. I'm never going to get ripped off on cars again. I'm going to quit doing stupid with cars because that's how I was broke. I'm making too much money to be broke. And that's when our family changed our lives. That's the kind of story you'll tell off of that. So I think it might be valuable to do that. And then pay cash for about a $10,000 car, then finish up your emergency fund, and then pay cash for another $10,000 car above your emergency fund so that your wife has something to drive. Yeah, that's what I would do. I surely would. I think that's a good question. Good way to get at this problem, Oscar. And thank you for listening, man. We appreciate you joining us. Well, Halloween's tomorrow. We're going to celebrate. We like Halloween. We're going to have candy and little goblins running around all over the office here. That's 600 team members, and they come trick-or-treating with their kids. And most of them are little kids. And they're cute. And they're fun. And we're going to offer a Halloween special, Halloween mystery coupon. And it could save you up to 15% on our top 20 bestsellers. The deal ends on Halloween night, though. It's kind of spooky and mysterious. I should make some kind of weird noise, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to do a Dracula impression either. So there you go. Don't let credit card companies trick you into thinking you're treating yourself by buying stuff you don't need with money you don't have. See how we did that there? Instead, make a plan for your spending and pay with cash, and we got the resources to help you do that. Use your Halloween mystery coupon code. Here's the code. Are you ready? TREAT. Enter the coupon code TREAT. It's a mystery code. I so want to go. I so want to make a ghost noise or something right now. Anyway, yeah. I'm not going to. I'm going to resist. I'm really going to resist. Go to DaveRamsey.com. Call us at 888-22-PEACE, 888-227-3223, and you can save up to 15% on our top 20 bestsellers, and you could do it today. Use the Halloween mystery coupon code TREAT. But hurry, because this deal ends like tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, this week, Business Boutique is coming to town. It's going to be a big deal, a huge deal, and you don't want to miss it. Now, we've got about 100 tickets left. Starts this Thursday. This is your chance to get your seats for Christy Wright's Business Boutique, equipping women to make money doing what they love. It's a 3-day event, November 2nd through the 4th. It's absolutely incredible. Donald Miller will be there, best-selling author and creator of StoryBrand. Rachel Cruz will be there, best-selling author and money expert. Patsy Claremont will be there. Molly Pittman will be there. Annie Downs will be there. This is an incredible, incredible event designed completely for ladies that already operate businesses and do a great job but want to do better, or they've got a dream of starting something. Maybe you know a lady in your life that's got a dream, and you could encourage her. You could say, I think you can do this. You got this. The way you say that, maybe you should buy them a ticket and send them to Nashville for this event. Yeah, it's going to be November 2nd through the 4th, and they can still come this week. It's going to be incredible. BusinessBoutique.com. The seats are $129. If 4 of you get together, you can still do a 4-pack for only $99 a ticket. It is a deal. It's the way to go. And this is going to be an absolutely incredible 3-day event. You don't want to miss it. The speakers are top flight. The information, the inspiration you come away with is top flight. You guys, we're having so much fun around here. I mean, we had the Entree Leadership 1-day event last week on a Friday, and it broadcast to 12,000 downlink locations, or, what do you call it? It's streamed. 12,000 people streamed it. And, about a couple of 100,000 people watched it on that. It's absolutely incredible. This Business Boutique event this week is life-changing. The stories we're getting on Business Boutique of these women using this stuff and changing their lives and making money hand over fist, it's awesome. So proud of y'all. Very well done out there. Very well done. We appreciate you hanging out with us, being part of this tribe. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey guys, I'm Christy Wright. I am so excited to tell you about the Business Boutique Academy. Y'all, this is a crash course in business, but it's a lot more fun and convenient than any college class. This exclusive online community gives you everything you need to start, run, or grow your business. So whether you're just getting started or you're currently running a small business, the Academy gives you valuable tools and resources to turn your dream into a reality. With the Academy, you'll get your own personal business health check, This is an assessment that gives you a customized report as well as personalized advice and action steps based on that report. You'll also have access to the video training library where I teach you step by step how to grow your business and reach your goals. Another exciting part of the Academy is the community where you can connect with other women on the same journey as you. You can also ask them questions, get feedback, share your progress, and celebrate your successes together. No matter where you are in your journey, the Business Boutique Academy is for you. Join today at businessboutique.com.
Chris Hogan here. I've spent so much time on the road and talked with a lot of people, and the millionaire success stories that I run into might surprise you. These folks are hard at work. You don't want to miss it, people. This is Millionaire.
We're going to start off with Larry in Medford, Oregon. Hey, Larry, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Better than I imagined.
I love it. So what's your net worth, sir?
Well, we're actually closing in on $4 million today.
Right at $4 million. Good for you.
My name's Larry from Southern Oregon, and my wife Dee. I started at San Diego State and then transferred to Art Center College of Design and got my Bachelor of Fine Arts there. I started in Del Mar as an art director, and we started making enough money that we could actually afford some nicer things in life. But we were still playing that game of, credit cards and having a lot of debt building up and getting a car loan and that sort of thing like everyone else does.
Probably like everyone else, we weren't making huge sums of money and we were living paycheck to paycheck.
But as time went by, we started realizing that, hey, we're working really hard, but yet the money just kind of staying flat. So we started thinking about plans and making some adjustments.
Well, probably my first awareness of trying to save for retirement came through company offering 401k.
We had a little bit of extra money and just started putting that away. I think if you're after a quick fix and a quick success, I think leads to more disappointment because that's such a very chancy thing that'll even happen.
The interesting aspect of our lives is that we've always been curious about doing a lot of different things. So I see that as just a really fun goal for the future too. It's like, what else is coming up that we can do and be interested in?
Yeah, I would say the key to success is tenacity and just going for what can better yourself and in turn better other people. I grew up wanting to be an artist. I mean, it's a possibility for everyone. You're never satisfied with where you are. You're always pushing and you always want to do something better. Keep moving forward, I think, would be a key in finding success.
Hey guys, George Camel here. Today's Minute Money Hack is a tasty one. My Every Dollar budgeting app says I only have a few bucks left to spend for lunch, so I'm headed to one of my favorite spots, Chipotle. Let's go. Alright, so I've placed my order ahead of time using the app. Avoid the burrito and get the bowl. I'll explain later. Now, little known fact, you get up to 3 customizations on your meal, which means extra stuff. Here's some options. Go half and half with your meat, beans, and rice, which usually means extra food. And get a tortilla on the side to make your own massive burrito. Let's pick this thing up and see how we did. Here's your average burrito weighing in at 24 ounces, but when you order a maximized bowl with a tortilla on the side, it weighs in at a massive 34 ounces for the same exact price. On a tighter budget, order 2 tacos and follow the same steps for under $5. On an even tighter shoestring budget, order a single taco loaded up for $2.40. And there's your Minute Money Hack.
It amazes me how many Americans think that they can't get a college degree without a student loan. It's ridiculous. Well, I'm here to tell you you can. You can go to college completely debt-free. All you need is a plan. That's where my friends at LuMerit Scholar can help. Whether you are just beginning your college education or you are going back to school, LuMerit Scholar will build you a pay-as-you-go plan that shows you how to finish your degree completely debt-free. And they offer a wide selection of affordable courses, including our own Foundations in Personal Finance College Edition. Everything you need to make smart money decisions. And the best part is anyone can take this course through LuMerit, whether you're currently enrolled in college or not. Folks, there is hope. Going to college shouldn't be a debt sentence. Visit LuMerit.com/Dave to get your plan free. Hey, they've been helping students earn their degrees debt-free for over a decade.
Hey guys, here in the control room to kick off hour 3. Now you'll notice I'm wearing my denim jacket. I'm channeling my best James Childs impression. If you pan down, Cam, you'll see black denim all the way down. James, what do you think? How'd I do?
I would have gone with sneakers personally, but
see, I got to host a video channel. I got to class it up for these nice folks watching.
Sneakers are the new boots. They're classy.
Wow. There you go, folks. Sneakers are the new boots. I'm going to go toss these and get myself a pair of cool sneakers. Hey, guys, Chris Hogan coming up on the show. Don't miss it.
Sacrifice, determination.
You can be intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
Today we're calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything.
You have done really, really, really good, and you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where dad is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey. Joining me this half hour, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author of the book Retire Inspired. Chris Hogan is with us, answering your questions about investing and retirement. Anything else you want to talk about, for that matter. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. You jump in. Welcome back, Chris.
Well, thank you, sir. It's good to be with you, Dave.
Retire Inspired. It's not an age. It's a financial number. You know, the subtitle of that says something really, really important. And you and I have experienced that working with people who were young and were able to get out of debt, to save money, and able to be on their own, financially independent, even if they weren't quote-unquote retired. They were able to make their own decisions at 30 or 40 years old. But that really is a paradigm shift, to stop and think, man, I really could retire early, so to speak. And early just means before 65, because somehow we just decided 65 was a magic number.
We really did, Dave. And I don't really know where it came from, but I can tell you this. We've got people around the country that have plugged in to the message of Retire Inspired, the Total Money Makeover, and the Smart Money events. We've got people that are fired up, and they understand they've got an opportunity in front of them. And I'm bumping into them all over the place, Dave. I was out in Iowa, met a couple. They're 48 years old. They're retired. 48. And they plugged into your message about 15 years ago and stayed focused. And they said, Chris, we lived a lifestyle with a good quality. We just stayed intentional. And here they are before the age of 50, doing the things they want to do. You know, they're trying to figure out the charities that they're going to support. And just the happiness on their face, you can tell it's so different than the people I run into that are 58 and 59, still working a 14-hour shift on a job they don't love.
Well, and broke.
Yes.
And scared.
Yes, sir.
And not knowing what they're going to do and how they're going to make it. I mean, it's the Millionaire Theme Hour. The number of millionaires calling in on the Millionaire Theme Hour now that are in their 30s or 40s. And obviously, if you're a millionaire, you could retire. In most cases, you could, depending on how you want to live. But you could. Most of them, some of them have, well, in their 30s and 40s, very few of them have, quote, quit work, unquote. But retired means so many different things. You know, it kind of means I'm going to quit work. It's kind of what it means to most people. Right. But it should mean just financial independence, the ability to quit work. And you're never independent of God. You're never independent of society. You're never independent. But you do reach a point that you can live off your money. Mm-hmm. And that's really what we're talking about.
It really is. It's about having options. I mean, for example, I love what I do. I don't ever see me stopping doing what I'm doing, but I have options. You know, being able to look at this and understand, not only for myself, but Dave, I have to tell you, in looking at this and understanding how important it is for individuals to do it, the thing that really shook me to my core was in the research for my book, Retire Inspired, and finding out the number of people that ended up becoming a burden. This scared me. Because as a father...
It's more than not just being able to eat,
yes.
But it's also now you're a burden to your kids.
Absolutely. You're impacting their ability to eat.
Yeah.
And as a father of 3 boys, I want to be a blessing to my children, never a burden. And so that was one of the other things that I'm hearing from people that are around, plugged into my podcast, going to events. They said, Chris, that message woke me up. And I'm like, I'm glad to hear that because we have to do something because there's an epidemic, Dave, and America needs a wake-up call.
You know, we've got a really strong research team. It's one of the benefits of getting to the size that we've gotten to, and Tim Smith and the team that does all the research. We did a very detailed, in-depth, way seriously statistically significant research study on retirement. One of the things that we found in that is that 56% of the people we surveyed were losing sleep thinking about retirement. Why do you think that is?
Dave, I hear it all the time. People tell me, you know, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to retirement. I feel clueless and I feel helpless. And I think it's one of those things that in looking at this, Dave, it's become more complicated than it needs to be. You have, for over 25 years, been talking about the baby steps, people plugging into a process and following a recipe that lends to a desired result. And so being able to look at this and understand, you taking the time to plug in and utilize some tools, your 401k, your 403b, your IRAs, taking the right steps forward, you don't have to lose sleep. You can begin to feel confident that you're making progress in the right direction.
You know, I heard a guy laughingly say the other day, he said, I thought 401k was a race. And it kind of is, but it's not a race, you know. And what he was talking about was he didn't have any knowledge. He didn't know what to do. And, you know, the good news is, you know, retiring with dignity, having the money to take care of yourself, it's not rocket science. You don't have to get a master's degree in finance to pull that off. But do you think there's enough good education about the concepts around, the basic concepts around basic retirement planning?
Yeah, not at all, Dave. I mean, I look around and I hear from people all the time. They tell me, you know, 40% of workers say that their company doesn't offer any kind of financial education. And I'm thinking to myself, why on earth, how can that be? If you've got people working for you or with you, you've also have families that are represented there. Give your team an opportunity to plug in. I mean, that's why we have Smart Dollar, to be able to educate and help people dive in and plug in and take those steps. But I would tell people this, even if your company doesn't offer it, you need to make sure you're finding that information from somewhere. Whether you're plugging into the Total Money Makeover book or Retire Inspired, you have an obligation to educate yourself so you can put your family in a better scenario.
Yeah. Smart Dollar has been very successful. These companies are buying our education basically to run all their employees through it as an HR benefit, and it helps their 401k plans, heals their 401k plans. So let's talk about what is a 401k. Give the technical or the real person definition of that.
Well, 401k simply means that a company can provide their employees an opportunity to save for retirement. There it is. Now, if we went up to the IRS, Dave, and we went all the way in to Section 401, Item K, it says that very thing. 401k means
payroll deduct.
Yes, can allow their employees to save for retirement with a pre-tax option.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Deduct, and now they can do a Roth option, and the company can, but is not required to do a match.
Right.
About 70-something% do a match, don't they?
That is a lot. Yes, sir. And all match means is that companies can match you dollar for dollar the amount you put in up to a set percentage. Now, the thing with a match, and Dave, you and I have heard you on the radio for years talk about that. When you start to save for retirement 15% of your household income, that's after you do some things. For example, you would never try to ice a cake that hasn't been baked. So don't try to invest before you do a few things, which is, number one, get yourself out of debt, and then begin to get a 3 to 6 months emergency fund built up so you've got a cushion between you and life. Now you're ready to start to invest.
Yeah. You get the cake baked.
Got to bake the cake.
And then put the icing on it. And the 401 subsection K. I like that. That's how you do it. And, well, a lot of these millionaires I'm talking to, it's their 401ks, their Roth IRAs, and their paid-for house. And they got, $1.5 million, $2 million,
that's right.
And 60, 70, 80% of it is in their retirement accounts, and that's how they got there. And so that's your message, is how they can get there. We'll talk to you if you want to talk about this. Open phones on investment questions, retirement questions, or anything else. Chris can answer all of it, and we'll do it together here. Open phones at 888-825-5225.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Hogan. Listen, I've had the opportunity to be on stage all around the country talking about you and your retirement dreams. And it's amazed me. At these events, I'm seeing people from 19 to 80 sitting out in the audience, all hearing my message about chasing your dreams. And listen to me, the movement has truly blown up. People have come up to me with extra questions after the event. And what it told me was that people needed more information. They wanted to continue the conversation. Well, guess what? Here I am. People think retirement is a boring subject. Feel free to tell them about me, because I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to bring passion and excitement to everything that we do. So what can you expect from the podcast when you listen? I'm always going to give you a 3-point action-ready takeaway. You know why? Because action is where life happens. I'm even going to hear from the people, and that would be you, and take questions from social media or email. And sometimes I'm even going to go to the phones. Why? Because I want to hear from you. We're going to talk to guests, and I'm even going to do some story spotlights on real people that are having real success. So as you can see, we're going to bring you all kinds of variety. People, we are going to have fun on this podcast. So make sure you sign up. All right, everybody, it's time for me to get to work. Welcome to the Retire Inspired Podcast. I am your host, Chris Hogan.
Do you get embarrassed when all your coworkers are around the water cooler talking about the latest Dave rant and you have no clue what's going on? What do they know that you don't? Well, they're on the inside because they get a notification every time a new video gets uploaded to the YouTube channel. And you can too. All you have to do is hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe button. So stop missing out and hit that bell icon now. Are water coolers still a thing? Do people... No, people, that's not a thing anymore. Okay, that's what I thought.
Are high healthcare costs getting you down?
Are you confused trying to navigate the health insurance world?
Do you wish you could find an affordable, biblical solution to your healthcare costs?
Based on New Testament principles, Christian Healthcare Ministries, or CHM, helps Christian families, churches, and businesses join together as the body of Christ to share their major healthcare costs.
As a CHM member, you can go to any doctor or hospital you prefer. You aren't bound by an approved healthcare provider list, and all treatment decisions are made between you and your doctor. No treatment approvals are ever part of the CHM experience.
For tens of thousands of Christians, CHM is a trusted, affordable, and biblical healthcare solution. And it can be the solution for you as well. Visit us online or call today to learn more about how we can serve your family, church, or business. Christian Healthcare Ministries, 1-800-791-6225.
chministries.org.
Hey guys, if you saw a segment with me and Ken Coleman earlier, we pitched a giveaway that hasn't actually started yet. Ken Coleman just got excited and ahead of himself, as he tends to do. So that giveaway starts November 1st at DaveRamsey.com. Now quickly, Dorothy, what do we got here?
We have chocolate frosted brownies.
Halloween spirit. I love it. Great work. Great work.
Thank you.
Ramsey personality, Chris Hogan, #1 national best-selling author, America's trusted voice on retirement, joins me this half hour answering your financial questions about life and money, particularly about investing in retirement if you want to jump in. Trevor in Phoenix has done just that. Hey, Trevor, how are you?
Good, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. Your question for Chris Hogan and me.
I'm right at the point he just explained before going to the break, where I've got no debt, everything's paid off, other than just the house stuff. And I have money invested, 529s for the kids, Roth 401k. Now we're to the point we want to invest more.
Okay.
Where's a good place to put it?
Okay. Now, Trevor, right now you said you're doing your 401k. Are you all maxing that out, or are you just doing 15%?
No, it's being maxed.
Okay.
Even and the company matches as well.
Okay.
So how much of your income is currently going into retirement?
My income, it's kind of a tricky situation where I'm actually retired with a broken neck, so my wife's working, but I'm going to be going back to work full time next year. So right now we're about 70,000. I'd say roughly she puts in the max at her work, which is about 7%. They match it at 5%.
No, the match doesn't count. I'm talking about what you guys are putting in. Are you putting in 15% of 70,000?
Yes.
You are.
Okay.
That you guys are putting in.
Correct.
So 7 plus Roths or something?
No, she has. Well, in her 401k, and then she has a 401k, a Roth at work, and then I have another Roth that I put money into in a separate account.
I got you. I just want to catch up. Okay.
Yeah. Now, Trevor, about how much do you all have combined saved for retirement?
And her Roth is about 90. Mine is right around 75 to 80.
Okay.
And we have also about 160,000 into the house as well, equity in the house.
Okay. And so looking at this, what are you all's ages?
I am 47. My wife is 43.
Okay. And so your question is how can you invest more? Correct?
Correct. And where should I put it? And, to get my most back.
Right. Well, I mean, I think as you're sitting down and you're looking at this, you guys have a few options. You're doing the Roth 401ks, which is great. Don't forget about the Roth IRAs. But also, don't forget that the opportunity to invest in growth stock mutual funds is something that you can do outside of retirement. Okay, so that's an opportunity for you to sit down with the SmartVestor Pro and begin to really dig in and understand what else you can do. But that is an option. And Dave, most people, everyone tends to think that they can only utilize a 401k or a 503b to be able to put money aside, and that's not an option. They've got other options that they can do.
Yeah, you can do the 403b is for nonprofits and hospitals in those situations. The 401k is an option. TSP, if you're a federal employee, is an option. Roth IRA, the traditional Roth IRA. In all cases, we recommend good growth stock mutual funds going into those, of course, and that's what you've always said as well. And but we would I think Chris and I both would tell you, Trevor, just to no more than 15% of your income. And then when your income kicks in after you go back to work, which it sounds like you're going to be able to do, that's awesome. Then kick it on up a little bit more so you get to 15% of the household income. Then we're not going to put more in retirement right then. We're going to go ahead and get the house paid off first. And then when the house is paid off, we'll circle back around, max out everything. And that's the standard baby step routine that both Chris and I endorse. Debbie is with us in Atlanta. Hi, Debbie. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
My husband and I are 59.
Yay!
And we're wanting to retire real soon.
Good.
Like within the next year.
Good.
And our house is paid for. We're debt-free.
Yay.
We have a net worth of about $1.2 million.
Good for you.
250 in the house, and the rest is in 401k and pension and savings.
Kind of what I just described, yeah.
So my husband's wanting to hear from you that we're in good shape to retire.
Can you live off of the income that the $1 million creates?
Correct.
Can you?
Yes.
Then you're ready to retire.
Okay.
Ding, ding. Works like that. How is the money invested?
We have 401ks. We have
and what's it in?
It's in
mutual funds.
Mutual funds.
Okay.
they're, we've got some in Fidelity and all mutual. Everything is in mutual funds except for our savings. And we've got
have you looked at the rate of return that all the monies that are in retirement is creating? How much is it creating? Do you know income or rate of return?
I don't know that.
Well, let's just play pretend, okay?
Okay.
Let's pretend it was 10%.
Okay.
10% of $1 million is
$100,000.
Can you live on that?
Oh yes.
This is how you do the math right here.
Yeah.
You just did sophisticated retirement math. Chris, what would you add to that?
Debbie, I would say, first of all, congratulations to you and your husband. You guys have done a fantastic job. What I would do is take it a step further now and start to look, what does day-to-day look like for you guys? What are the things you're going to do? You've earned the right now. And now what you want to do is sit down and really start to look at it and schedule out your day. Where are you traveling to? Where are you plugging in and donating your time? Going to visit family, and begin to map that out, because I can tell you the first 3 months of retirement are when people struggle the most. They start to get bored. They don't realize they've earned the right to have some options. So you and your husband have that conversation since you're about a year out, and really start to look at this, and you can go into it with your eyes wide open.
Well, and like we've got a lady that works here that's going. They bought an RV.
Yes,
and they've got the first 6 months mapped out where they're going to live. And she's leaving us. Darn it, we hate it, but we're happy for her.
Yes.
But they've taught Financial Peace University for years and years and years, and that's exactly what they did. What you suggested. They've got what they're going to do for the first 6 months. They're going to stay in this place for 2 months, or this place for 2 months, and this place for 2 months, or whatever it is. And there's a game plan, and then that tells you what your budget is, and whether you can live on the money that your money's creating.
That's right. And Dave, if we look at this, as I talk to people that are going into retirement, what 2 days of the week do we often spend the most? Friday and Saturday. Friday because we're celebrating that it's the end of the week, and Saturday because you have a lot of free time. Well, if you look at this and you understand retirement, you get more time and more money if you've done it right. So if you don't do well with free time, the odds are you're going to outspend if you're not following a budget and staying very focused.
That's why I need to work. Because I'll be out there. I'll buy another gun. If I got time on my hands, I'll be buying something.
You just call me. We can go shopping.
But you're exactly right. Free time on your hands, you can go broke.
Yeah.
And so the whole thing is, take an idea of what your nest egg will create, and then do a budget that you can live on that matches to your calendar with what you think you're going to do. We want to travel through Europe this summer. That's fine. That's awesome. You earned the right. But then what's that going to cost? And does that fit within the number that your nest egg is creating? And that's really what your RIQ is all about, isn't it?
It really is, Dave. That's helping people plug in and just know, how much am I going to need? It's a free tool at my website, chrishogan360.com. Go there, plug in a few basic data points, how much you want to live on per month, and how many years you plan to retire, and how much you currently have saved. It's a tool. You can adjust the return rate, withdrawal rate, all of that. The goal is, Dave, is to help people to become aware.
Well, it just creates the number.
Yes.
You need to know your number.
You need to know.
You know your retirement IQ.
Yes.
Your RIQ, Retire Inspired Quotient, we call it. But, what's your retirement IQ? And if you say, if I got $1 million, hers was nice round numbers. It makes it easy. And you say, well, it's going to create 8%. That's 80,000. It's going to create 10%. It's 100,000. It's going to create 12%. It's 120,000. But somewhere in there, I won't have to touch the nest egg. I'll just live off of the money that the egg creates.
Right.
Because you don't break the egg.
And you said you don't want to kill the golden goose.
That's right. Don't be cutting off his leg and eating a leg and then wondering why he can't walk, So just the egg. That's it. Just the golden eggs. That's
Absolutely.
all you want. That's the income that it creates. Chris Hogan, #1 national bestseller, America's trusted voice on retirement. He'll be with us at a SMART conference in the spring. He and I will be doing in Louisville, Kentucky, April the 25th. Rachel Cruz and I are doing one a week after next, November the 7th. No, that's a week from Tuesday.
Yes.
November the 7th in Phoenix, Arizona, and that is live streamed as well. Be sure and check them all out at DaveRamsey.com for tickets. Chris, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, my friend.
I think the average millionaire becomes rich by starting their own small business.
A lot of people, are sort of born into it.
Some of them work really hard and some of them steal.
I would say it's family money, it's old money.
I think it's a combination of working hard, being responsible with your money.
Smarts, being organized, and there's no way to do it without hard work.
Some of the major causes of poverty, the cycle of poverty doesn't help, which really is, I guess, the root cause.
Lack of education. Yeah, I think poverty is just kind of a vicious cycle.
There's not a lot of money being put out on the bottom level, I think.
Poor money management.
I'd say a big problem is just getting born into it and people thinking that there's no way out of it.
I definitely think it's possible to get out of poverty. One way to do that is to, like I said earlier, to network and just try. Make sure you're getting in touch with the right people.
It just depends on it depends on a lot of factors. Luck could be there. Hard work could be there. But not only hard work could get you to be rich.
I think it takes them consciously making that decision and being open to receiving help.
I mean, all it really takes is willpower because we all have the same opportunities.
You know, you have this whole roadmap in your life, right? That you're going to get the white picket fence. You know, we bought our house, lived in it for 25 years, and then we were going to upgrade and get a bigger house. And everybody has this vision of what the American dream is really all about. My wife and I met when I was 22 years old, and before we were married, we bought a house together. We had 12 credit cards. Everything we did was through debt. Lived the American nightmare, I would call it, right? And then her injury came along, you know. She felt something in her neck, and we went into emergency, and she stopped walking. Says, I can't walk anymore. All of a sudden, you know, everything fell apart. I wasn't even thinking about you know, our future. We were focused on trying to get Terry better. A coworker, we were just out walking at lunch, and she mentioned Dave Ramsey. She mentioned this guy, and I got online and found his website, didn't know anything about it, found out who this guy is. It was sort of something that we knew we needed to do. Even though, you know, life is not predictable, certain things are when you're in control of your money. You never know what's going to come at you. God's got a plan. Things don't just happen. There's always a reason why they happen.
We take these very strong stances on the air that are countercultural about debt, about adjustable rate mortgages, about 30-year mortgages, and we're like, this is the way to do it. Our weird stance has forced you all to become a weird mortgage company.
I've had the experience of having too much debt, as you've had. And so once you've gone through a very difficult financial crisis in your own life, you either learn from it or you're doomed to repeat it. We focus really with intensity on trying to work up a plan that helps them get out of debt rather than spend their life with a mortgage loan.
The game plan is not to keep you in debt as long as I can. The game plan is to let you get this home, but then let's get it paid off.
Yeah. The feeling of freedom is amazing.
Now, deep down in your chest, you feel it, that the borrower is slave to the lender when you're free.
The YouTube chat has been going crazy for this person right here. Portia and her husband Desmond are here from Baton Rouge, where they listen to the Dave Ramsey Show on Talk 107.3 weekdays from 1 to 4. Now, this is a very special one. Like I said, Portia is very involved in our YouTube chat, in the Facebook group for the YouTube chat. She volunteers at our events, and they paid off an insane amount of money in an insane amount of time. I couldn't even believe it. I thought they missed a decimal point when I looked over their notes. So you guys, just get ready for this, okay? You might cry, but I hope you're going to be encouraged and inspired by this debt-free scream as they share their story with Dave and millions of listeners.
Your life is an adventure. Emotionally, you've just been through the ringer. You're not afraid of hard work, and you have no debt. Everything paid for. Very, very well done. You did the hard work, and you've done so good. You know when you've had it, that something has to happen inside of you. Slow and steady. Live on less than you make. Believe that it can happen. It does happen every day in America. You are the answer. God's blessings pouring to and through you are the answer. In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, Desmond and Portia are with us. Welcome, guys. How are you?
Good. Doing well. Doing well.
Good. Welcome. Where do you guys live?
We live in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
All right. Welcome to Nashville. And your shirt says you're a YouTube crazy.
Yes.
You're
love
one
my
of the
YouTube
YouTubers.
family. Yes.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. And Desmond, your church says I'm not a chicken.
That's right.
All right, I got to hear about this story, but I'm going to wait a second. There's got to be a story to that.
Definitely.
I must have called you something. So anyway, that could happen here. So how much debt have y'all paid off?
We paid off $173,327.
Wow.
And cash flowed $30,000.
Murphy.
Whoa. And how long did this take?
23 months and 2 weeks.
That's amazing. And what was your household income during this time?
Household income was $145 to $165.
Cool. And what do y'all do for a living?
I am a officer in the reserves and also work for a Fortune 500 company as operations manager.
Oh, wow.
And Portia is retired medical military and a home entrepreneur.
There we go. Very good. Cool. So you're killing it. Well done. Thank you for your service. What kind of debt was the 173? And looking at these numbers, you must have sold something big.
Yes, Dave. I would have sold the bed and stepped on the air mattress if my husband would have let me.
Right. Well, at the top of the list, $86,000 student loans.
Wow.
Gave Sally Mae her eviction notice. $50,000 in vehicles, $16,000 timeshare, $21,000 in credit cards, personal loans, and stupid tax.
Oh my gosh, this is everything but the house.
That's
yes.
right.
So did you sell some cars or boats or anything?
Oh my gosh, I had a convertible Camaro that I sold. I know it. He had a Tundra Platinum.
Platinum Tundra.
Yep, a boat.
Did you
pool table.
You sell the Tundra?
Sold it all.
And sold the boat.
Yep.
Sold the boat. Sold the custom LSU Tiger print pool table.
Oh, whoa!
They make more.
What does a custom LSU pool table bring in Baton Rouge?
Oh my!
Actually, it originally was for $3,000.
Yeah.
So,
what'd you sell it for?
We sold it. I got it off of Craigslist because I'm a big.
Okay.
So I purchased it for $1,100, and I was able to sell it for $1,100.
All right. So got out. Good. That's good. That's a substantial deal. Wow. So you sold everything inside. What are y'all driving now?
Well, I drive a Toyota Camry, and he has a 4Runner.
Okay.
So,
that's not bad.
That's not bad.
Not bad. You're making $165,000 a year.
Right.
And now you're not broke.
Yeah.
But man, y'all went all intense for 23 months here. People must have thought you'd lost your mind.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, because we also downsized from a 3,500 square foot house to a 1,100 square foot apartment.
Oh, so you sold your house?
So no, we was renting. We had just moved to Baton Rouge, and we planned on buying, but then we took FPU, and I was like, oh no, we need to wait.
So you had to clean up. Now you're ready to buy, though.
That's right.
Wow.
But we got to buy cash, though.
Really? Well, at this rate, I think you could. That's pretty amazing. Cool. Okay, so Desmond, I hate to ask, but why are you not a chicken? Tell me the story.
My wife probably tells this story better.
All right, tell the story then, Portia. Why is he not a chicken?
Well, actually, I called in the show about a situation that we wasn't agreeing on, and we said, whatever Dave says, that's what we're going to do. And so
we agreed to that.
And so when I called in, you called him a chicken and said that he wasn't going to have the conversation he needed to have.
So boundaries discussion.
Oh, he had to tell somebody he didn't want to tell no.
Yep, that's right.
And I said, if he doesn't do that, he's a chicken.
Exactly.
So you had the conversation, so that's why you're not a chicken.
Exactly.
All right.
Most definitely.
Touchdown.
Touchdown.
Go, baby.
That's it.
Yep, I was very proud of him. He
Hey,
did
man,
it.
that may be scarier than the boot camp and the reserves. I'll just tell you.
Seems that way.
That's awesome, man. I love it. Well, now I love this shirt. I need a shirt. I'm not a chicken, Dave. That's good. I couldn't figure out why I called you a chicken. That's great. Now it makes total sense, though. That sounds like something I would do now that you describe it. Wow. You guys are fired up. I mean, did what got you this on fire? Because, I mean, you did go nuts in a good way. You got your life back. I mean, it's got to feel great. Does it feel great?
It does.
awesome.
It feels
But I mean, you're
awesome.
so enthusiastic that you sold off all your really killer cars, all of your stuff. You move out of the big Taj Mahal rental house into an apartment, and now you're free.
Yeah.
But what made you get that wired up?
You know, I volunteer at this nonprofit organization, and there's this guy there. He's like, tells everybody about Dave Ramsey. Listen to the radio. And so y'all was coming to Baton Rouge, and the class was about to happen, FPU. And so he was like, are you going to the class? Are you going to the class? So we signed up for FPU, and I was gung-ho from then. I was like, oh, we got to do this. You know, and so that's what did it.
Okay. And then you just told Desmond we're going to class.
Yeah.
And what Desmond say?
Desmond was all for it. He was like, okay, we can do it. But the thing was, we had a trip planned to Disney in December.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, no, we need to cancel. And he's like, well, no, we could wait. And so actually we prayed and fasted for 40 days.
Whoa.
For God to bring us on one accord, because I'm kind of extreme. That's what he calls me. I'm just dedicated. I'm not extreme. I'm just motivated to get out of debt, you know. And so that really helped us, you know, bring us on one accord. And
yes, it is. That's a huge deal. Yeah. Well, and once you are of one accord, nothing can stop you.
Exactly.
Oh, exactly.
Nothing can stop you.
Yeah.
And you guys, you're a force to be reckoned with now. I mean, you'll be able to pay cash for a house. You're going to be able to do anything you want to do the rest of your life. The generosity you'll be able to do. You're going to run into people that need help, and you'll be able to just do it and not think about it.
Right.
Because nobody owns you now.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're no longer a slave to the lender.
That's right.
That's pretty impressive stuff, guys. Wow. Very cool. So what do you tell people the key to getting out of debt is?
Oh, that's a great question. One thing I can say is you have to be committed. Once you agree to do something, you have to be committed to do it, and you have to see beyond your current situation. You have to see where you want to be more than you see where you are. And so once you can see beyond that, then you can start to dream. And there's many times where we actually drove through neighborhoods and looked at the nice houses and say, you know, when we do this right, we can go pick a house. We can do that, you know, but we wanted to do it right.
You know, I hadn't thought about that. Sharon and I used to do that. We would go drive the rich neighborhood and go, you know, someday we could do that. And here's what all we got to do. We got to do this, this, and this, and then we can get there. And it wasn't like, oh, we'll never get there, roll our eyes, those bigger evil rich people. It was more like, I'm going to be one of you, you know, and that's what you do when you drive that neighborhood. I'm going to live here.
That's it.
I want to live in that one, you know, just like that, you know, right? And that's a good, I'd forgotten we did that too, because it gets down inside of you then, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
And then you could sell stupid car.
That's right.
Exactly.
You know, and get you whatever. You can sell stupid boat and get you one later, man. Because
exactly.
you can live like nobody else later. You can live and give like no one else because you're not giving up forever.
That's right.
If you think you're giving up that stuff forever, it's real painful to sell all that stuff.
It is.
But you guys, you cleaned house literally. I mean,
literally.
Wow.
Yeah, my husband's still mad because I sold the dining room table. So
whoa,
we still don't have a dining room table, but
we'll get you another one.
He'll be all right.
Man,
I think it's healthier to eat standing up anyway.
Oh my gosh,
she's a little extreme.
She's not kidding. Yeah,
No,
not kidding at all. Well, you guys, way to go. And your young men are with you. These are your sons, I take it.
Yes.
All right, and their names are.
We have DJ, who's 12 years old, and Christian, who's 13.
All right, cash is king, debt is dumb, their T-shirts say. So well done, you guys. Well, we got a copy of Chris Hogan's Retire Inspired book for you. That's the next chapter in your story to be millionaires living in that house you used to drive by, right?
That's right.
I love it. I love it. I love you guys. You all are fun. This is great. And, of course, you that's be outrageously generous along the way. That's what you're set up for. Desmond, Portia, Christian, and DJ, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, $173,000 paid off. Cash flowed another 30. Did it in 23 months. They sold everything in sight. They are free. $145,000 up to $165,000 income. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
1, 2, ready, sing. We are debt-free.
Debt-free!
I love it. Good job, you guys. That's fun. Man, that's a blast. By the way, I'm not calling people on YouTube crazy. They self-named themselves, the people watching this show on YouTube Everyday Live, they self-named themselves the YouTube crazies. Might have been Ken Coleman involved in that, too. Every story, there's a character that needs to overcome the odds that don't know if they've got what it takes. In every story, a person comes to that character and shows them how to win. We were guiding these people, real life stories, to becoming real life heroes. They changed jobs, they moved cities, they sold stuff, they delayed vacations, all because they believed if they did that, they could win.
It was never just a radio show. We were really creating a movement around the country that nobody understood, and we went hard at the industry.
Not only were we fighting radio affiliates and program directors, we were fighting the whole other financial industry.
We were scratching and clawing for every radio station.
Having producers say, you'll never make it.
Our mission was so clear, it was changing lives, but nobody wanted to take a risk on us.
This is what we're called to do. We're going to get back up where we're knocked down.
No matter what was going on, the listener was the number one goal.
We are the only talk radio show where life change is even a factor.
We're actually affecting the outcome of people's lives.
We just never knew how big it could be.
Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
People all over the country are in need of a good dentist, but don't want to break the bank. At the same time, great dentists are looking for new patients to help. At OneDental.com, our task is to help connect the two with discount dental plans. A discount dental plan is like a membership club, where you pay a little each year and save a lot each time you use the plan. This works because there are over 8 million members. Dentists like this too because they get more patients and can keep their practice running. To start your savings, pick the dental plan that's best for you. Choose a dentist that's nearby and save 15 to 60% on the dental work you need. Join us today at OneDental.com. There's no waiting and you can use the plan immediately. Everyone is accepted and there are no limits on use. OneDental.com.
Hey guys, I'm here with Portia, Desmond, and the kids. Guys, that was amazing. I love that debt-free scream. How'd it feel?
Felt great.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Well, you guys had an inspiring story, and I asked the YouTube chat to submit some things about you. As you know, you're very influential to these YouTubers. So people are saying all kinds of things like Portia always says hi to people, makes them feel welcome, gives great advice. You send private Facebook messages encouraging them and motivating them. She's so inclusive in the chat, gets everyone involved. She's dedicated, always present in the chat, encouraging others. Her attitude is very simple and so inspiring. She makes me want to sell stuff as well. She has a wonderful and pleasant attitude. I'm dedicated as she is. Not extreme, but dedicated. Awesome. So you can see, I wouldn't want to put it on the spot, but everyone in the YouTube chat loves you for the influence you have. Congratulations again to Portia and Desmond. Go congratulate them in the YouTube chat and hit that like button. What do you say, guys?
I feel good.
It's perfect. Perfect ending. Thank you, guys.
Scripture of the day, Proverbs 24:14. Know that wisdom is such to your soul. If you find it, there will be a future, and your hope will not be cut off. John Adams says, liberty cannot be preserved without general knowledge among the people. Whew, that's the truth. TJ is with us in Wisconsin. Hi, TJ. How are you?
Thanks for taking the call, Dave.
Sure. What's up?
I'm going back to school next fall to finish my degree. So I've got $19,000 even in student loan debt, and I'm going to try to cash close, just paying the rest of school.
Good.
So I just didn't know if you would recommend just paying minimums on the payments out for the loans now and just stockpiling cash, or trying to split it half and half and trying to pay more on the loans and put in less cash aside.
Well, I mean, your first goal is to go no more debt. So you have to pay cash for everything. That's the first goal. And if by paying down on the student loans, you turn around and borrow more student loans because you don't have the cash to go to school, you didn't gain any ground. You just swapped dollars. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, I mean, first thing we got to do is make sure you have enough to pay cash. Is that what you're talking about, that you're going to have enough and pay some down on the student loans, or what?
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out, so I can save about something between 15 and 20 grand between now and next fall when I go back to school, and I've got 19 on the loans, so I didn't know if saving.
Yeah. Well, I think the first thing is the first goal is complete school. Be 100% sure, have way more than enough to complete school with no new debt. Now, when do you finish school? At the end of next year?
No, it'll take about a year and a half, so end of 2019 or beginning of 2020.
And your degree will be in what?
Just business management.
Okay. And will that move you up in income immediately? Are you working now? What's your story?
Yeah, I've kind of been in and out of school. I've got a management job now, but I don't really see it being able to advance me into like a higher leadership role. So that's kind of my reasoning for wanting to go back to school to finish.
Okay. Well, it's not a bad thing to finish up what you're doing. I think that's a good plan. But yeah, the first goal is to finish with no new debt and make plenty sure you got plenty more than enough to do that. But let's say that you add it up and you say, I need $20,000 to finish all of my school. And then you save up $30,000. And then you save up another $10,000. I wouldn't. I mean, 30's more. If 20's all you need, 30's plenty. That gives you a pad. Then everything above that, you start paying off the debt. If you got really, really into the money, you see what I'm saying? But I mean, I wouldn't have $2 extra. I'd want a little extra to make sure you get through school with no new debt. That's your first big goal. Now, when you get out of school, then we're going to attack this debt with a vengeance, and that's going to be the process. But that's just what we tell people. Don't go further in is your first goal. Jeffrey is in Atlanta, Georgia. Hi, Jeffrey. How are you?
Hey, Dave. How you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Hey, Dave. I work for a company that has a leasing program, and I would be paying, if I get into the program, I would be paying $120 a pay period to get into this leasing program. But
you work for a car manufacturer?
Yes.
Who do you work for? Who do you work for?
BMW.
Okay, that is not a normal leasing program. This is an employee benefit.
Okay.
And it is excellent because they furnish the car at a cost that there's no way you could have hardly any car for no more than you're paying. I mean, you said $240, right? That's $3,000 a year. Okay? If you bought that car, it would go down $3,000 in 20 minutes in value.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? So that is a bargain. And do they not? They furnish like tires and oil and stuff too, don't they?
Yes, sir.
Is the gas even furnished in that deal? I can't remember.
No.
Because one of the car manufacturers even furnishes, but it's gas, it's all the maintenance and the tires though, right?
Yes, sir. Everything.
Is the insurance in that too?
Yes, sir.
See, that's a deal of a deal. I mean, you can't buy the tires and the insurance for $3,000 a year.
Yes, sir.
But that's not a lease. That's not like a standard.
Okay.
They call it a lease, but it's more of an employee benefit. In other words, BMW is losing money on this transaction with you to your benefit because you're an employee. It's an employee benefit.
Yes, sir.
And they want their employees driving one of their fine automobiles, and you guys do make a fine automobile. So,
thank you, sir.
Yeah, and if I remember, you have, a selection that for that. Is that the price of a certain car, or is that the price of a car up to a certain amount?
No, that's the price of a certain car.
Okay, the one that you liked or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, dude, it's a deal. I mean, seriously, you can't hardly buy insurance for that.
Gotcha.
Much less the tires and maintenance, much less the loss in value. But that's different than Joe walking off the street and leasing that car, which if he did, it'd probably be $700 a month.
Okay.
And that would not be a good deal. He should maybe buy a BMW if he's got a lot of money and pay cash for it because it's a good car, but you're getting an employee benefit, and it's a sweet deal for you. I would definitely do that if I worked for Beamer. It's a bargain. It's a great deal. And there's several of the car manufacturers that have really good deals for their employees. But you just kind of have to think about it of, if I was driving, if you're driving a $10,000 car, man, you can't do that for $3,000 a year with what we're talking about here. And you're certainly not driving a $10,000 car with what we're describing here. You're probably driving a $40,000 car. So, hey, good question, man. Thank you for calling in. And, again, it's a great deal. Appreciate you joining us. Amy is on Twitter at Dave Ramsey. Is there an item or items that you refuse to pay for or buy even though you could afford it now? Yeah, sure. I can afford most anything I want to do nowadays. I mean, not anything, but most anything. And some things just feel weird to me. They feel, I just don't want to have that invested in that. I've got a friend that's worth tens of millions of dollars, and he's a watch guy. And he bought a $150,000 watch, which sounds just nuts. But I mean, he's got like $1 bazillion. It's like most people buying a biscuit. Okay, I can afford to do that. I don't know. It's not me, number one, and I might spend that on a boat, but not on a watch. So I mean, it's just being authentic with you, But but a boat's bigger than a watch. Does that count? So, it's something that hits me funny, but it's not really a value judgment to say that. My point is that I'm not mad at him for spending that on a watch. He's got $200 million, and if he spends $150,000 on a watch, it's nothing. Okay, that guy's got plenty of money. It's like most people buying a biscuit. He gives away. His generous heart is huge. He helps lots and lots of hurting people, and that's a very, very small percentage of his world. But emotionally, I have trouble. Even though intellectually I can get there, and I'm not judging him, emotionally, I would struggle doing that. But that doesn't mean it's wrong to do it just because I can't grasp it emotionally. It would be wrong to do it if it's a high percentage of his world. And that's why we tell people, like on your cars and stuff, don't get into a high percentage of your financial world where you've got, you make $75,000 a year and you've got $80,000 worth of cars. Well, that's just stupid. That I can make a value judgment on that. That's not emotions. It's just mathematically dumb. But when something is a small percentage of your world, there are still some things that emotionally you just don't feel right about. But it doesn't mean that it's immoral for someone else to do it, is my point. And so... And really, a lot of you could learn that lesson because some people judge other people because they can't emotionally grasp that. And just because you can't emotionally grasp something doesn't mean it's morally wrong. There's a difference here. So, anyway, it's a good question. I talk about a lot of that kind of stuff in the Legacy Journey book, the only book I've ever written about wealth. The other books I've written are about money. So that puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books. We will be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.
Hey, so let me ask you, what do you guys fight about? Just tell me, what do you fight about? Money.
What's crazy is one of the leading causes of divorce in America today. Money fights and money problems.
How many of you have ever had a conflict with the person you're seated next to?
You guys are planning your wedding, and it's like, oh, sweetie, listen, every good marriage starts on a Caribbean island with a little fruity drink. We all know it.
Isn't it true we fight about anything and everything? Why do we fight with the person that we love the most?
I want you to put yourself back in the driver's seat of your life and your money, because I want you to learn to love your life, not theirs.
Red light, come on.
Yep.
Wow. Go down Butterfly right there. Should be an easy run down. Woohoo!
Hi, I'm Mary, and I'm from Conroe, Texas, just north of Houston. The only thing that I remember my dad saying about money, charge it, that way you don't have to pay for it. Fast forward a number of years, and I've got a young son, and I became one of those women you can't trust with a credit card. And I thought that I was doing okay with my money as long as I was making these small purchases. But I realized later I was making a lot of those little purchases. And then somewhere along the way, somebody told me about Dave Ramsey. And I remembered hearing you tell somebody once that they had an income problem. And that was me. Over 35% of my take-home pay was going towards debt payments. So I was going along trying to get baby step 1 done, and I knew it was going to be months before I could even get $200-300 saved up. So I gave up and I went straight to baby step 2. And maybe that's part of being single, not having somebody else to bounce this off of. I just didn't think that I could do it. I actually had no hope that I could ever do this.
Well, you do have to have reinforcement. You have to have some kind of people around you telling you you're not crazy in a world that's crazy.
The turning point for me, though, finally came when I became eligible for retirement. I finally decided this is it. This is where I draw the line in the sand. Well, after 20 years working with the state, I went to work for Blinds.com. In my case, my change of job meant that instead of driving 10 miles down the road to work, I was driving 50 miles down the road. I didn't have a clue what was going on. In fact, I found myself sometimes I would cry all the way to work. And then I'd have to be all nice and happy and everything at work and pay attention to what I was doing, and I would cry all the way home. That was really tough. That was really seriously tough, but I made it through. I'd been sharing at work that I was going through this journey, and one of the ladies had been through FPU, so she loaned me her CDs to listen to, and once I was listening to those, I knew that I had to do FPU. But I waited for FPU to go on sale on the site, the home study course, and I got that. They flesh everything out in such an amazing way that I just kept thinking, I wish I had done this a long time ago. and it really reframes the way you look at things. In my world, it turned me completely upside down.
One of the things that we've discovered is that people's lives are transformed not only by the inspiration to do it, but by knowledge.
You know my good friend Dave Savage out in Oregon. Dave developed a product several years ago called the Total Cost Analysis.
So you take like a 30-year and a 15-year and it shows you the comparison, and boom, it's a no-brainer then.
Exactly. Also, we found a great product that is tied into the MLS. The product that we found provides you, our borrower, your caller, with complete access to every home listed in the MLS anywhere in America right now. And so it gives
kind of amazing.
It is amazing. We provide it to our customers for free. They've got instant access to current information to help them make a really, really good decision. The only problem I have with it is I need to put my reading glasses on the phone to see it.
That's it.
Hello, America, and welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show. I'm George Camel, and thank you for joining us here on our video channel. And happy Halloween to you all out there, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, DaveRamsey.com, or the Dave Ramsey Show app. Listen, this costume was the best I could muster up to get in the Halloween spirit. And soon here today, many of our team members will have their children here adorably clothed in Halloween costumes, getting candy from all of us here. So let's get to it.
Thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show, America. Thank you for joining us. Open phones today at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Bernice is with us in Phoenix, Arizona. Hi, Bernice. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure. How can I help?
Well, I am calling because I have just finished baby step one, because I make less than $20,000 a year, so I only saved up $500. And I started paying off some credit card debt, and I stopped going to school. I only have about a semester and a half left to receive my bachelor's degree, but everybody is telling me to keep going back to school, and I just can't afford it right now without taking out another $10,000 worth of loans. I'm already about $50,000 in student loans right now. And
what is your field of study?
It is short of basket weaving. It's interdisciplinary arts and sciences, but that's only because my goal is to go to law school, so I just need a bachelor's degree.
Yeah, but, okay.
I am working as a certified paralegal. I obtained my associate's degree and my certification.
A certified paralegal makes $20,000 a year?
No, I can make about $50,000 a year if I get my bachelor's degree. I'm only working part-time right now due to some medical conditions.
Are you single?
Yes, I am.
What are your medical conditions?
I have spine disorders. So I wasn't able to work for about 9 months.
Ooh. You have back problems? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I do. I have a spine disorder. So, yeah.
Ouch.
About a year ago, I had a couple of accidents. So, yeah.
Very painful. Okay, so if you were to finish all of these degrees with the spine disorder, how are you going to work full-time?
I am limited to the type of work I do. I just can't lift anything over 20 pounds. But I am able to work in the office environment.
Well, paralegals don't generally lift.
No, we don't.
Okay, so why would you not be able to work full-time if that's the only limitation?
I can now. I can return to that now. I was just in physical therapy 3 days a week.
Oh, I got you. Okay. So you're recovering. You're recovering.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, I didn't understand the picture. I'm sorry. Okay, so your deal is you've got how much? You got $50,000 in student loan debt, and how much else?
I owe about $3,500 in credit cards. It went down from $6,000. I started seeing those.
Good. Okay. Well, and finish your degree and you know, live your dream of becoming an attorney and so forth. I'm with you on that. But finishing the undergrad does not really change your income.
No.
It just sets you up for law school is what you're telling me. So, no, I think I'd probably just go make a bunch of money and clean up the debt that I've got. And then I would pile up the cash to go finish the undergrad. And then I would work like crazy and pile up the cash to go to law school. And I think you can do all of that because you're used to living on nothing. I mean, if we get your income up $50,000, $60,000 and you're used to living on 20, I mean, my goodness, you're going to be out of debt so fast. It's going to be, and you're going to be able to pile up cash, keep your lifestyle down like that. I mean, we're talking $30,000, $40,000 a year on this that you can put on this, and just by working like a crazy person. And as you're physically able to heal and do that, that's where I'm going to direct you. So, hey, good question. I hope this continues to turn around for you. Kathleen is with us in Washington, D.C. Hi, Kathleen. How are you?
Hi, Dave. I'm good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I have a 403B account with an old employer, and I'm not entirely sure what to do with it. We do have about $50,000 in debt. So, and that in that account, it's about $30,000. Mm-hmm. And I've reached out to some of the SmartVestor pros, and about 5 or 6 of them have called back.
Good.
So, yeah, a lot of support in the area.
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. Well, an old 403B, we do not cash out retirement to pay off debt because, unless it's to avoid a bankruptcy or a foreclosure, and you're not facing that.
No.
The reason is that you're going to get hit with a 10% penalty plus your tax rate. What's your household income?
About 90 to 1,000 to 100,000.
Yeah, so you got like a 35% tax bracket plus a 10% hit. That's going to be a 45% hit on this 403B if you cash it out.
Not worth it.
Yeah, it's kind of like borrowing money at 45% interest to pay off debt. No, we wouldn't do that.
No.
So no. Instead, we'll just pick you out a SmartVestor Pro and roll that $30,000 over into a direct transfer rollover for an IRA. And pick you some good mutual funds and put it in there, and it's really not that big a deal. It's fairly easy to do. Go ahead.
Okay. Are there any questions or things that we need to be asking these different SmartVestor pros before we No, I mean we anytime you're meeting with a financial professional, and we vet the SmartVestor pros for this, but you need to have the same experience that we think you're going to have. And the main thing I'm looking for is, do they have the heart of a teacher? And the way you'll know that is if you leave the room after having met with them and you feel like you were sold, then they have the heart of a salesman. If you feel like you learned something and they are assisting you in making your own decision, then that's the heart of a teacher. And that's what you always want in a financial professional. And then it's you that's making the investment decision. You're learning from them, and they say, okay, here's what Dave teaches, and here's what we believe, and here's some things you need to understand, and then based on all of that, here's one thing you could do, or you could do this. And they go, and then you look at it, and you understand what they're talking about. If not, keep talking until you understand. Don't do something because Dave Ramsey said do it, or because a SmartVestor Pro said do it. Do it because you understand that. And, of course, you know that we tell folks to spread their mutual fund investing across 4 types: growth and income, aggressive growth, and international. So with $30,000, you'll pick out 4 funds and put about $7,500 in each one of those categories. And you're looking for funds that have a long track record, preferably 10 years or more. And you look at that fund, you understand that fund, you say that fund's been open for 30 years. It's averaged, it's averaged 11.7%, or it's averaged 13.4%. Oh, I can go with that, and it beats the S&P 500. Okay, I can go with that. And what's it mean that it beats the S&P 500? And you learn those kinds of things. Just take your time. There's no rush. It's not a very big deal at $30,000 for these guys, and they don't mind teaching you as a part of this transaction, knowing that you'll be a customer for life.
Chris Hogan. Listen, I've had the opportunity to be on stage all around the country talking about you and your retirement dreams. And it's amazed me. At these events, I'm seeing people from 19 to 80 sitting out in the audience, all hearing my message about chasing your dreams. And listen to me, the movement has truly blown up. People have come up to me with extra questions after the event. And what it told me is that people needed more information. They wanted to continue the conversation. Well, guess what? Here I am. You know, people think retirement is a boring subject. Feel free to tell them about me, because I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to bring passion and excitement to everything that we do. So what can you expect from the podcast when you listen? I'm always going to give you a 3-point action-ready takeaway. You know why? Because action is where life happens. I'm even going to hear from the people, and that would be you, and take questions from social media or email. And sometimes I'm even going to go to the phones. Why? Because I want to hear from you. We're going to talk to guests, and I'm even going to do some story spotlights on real people that are having real success. So as you can see, we're going to bring you all kinds of variety. People, we are going to have fun on this podcast. So make sure you sign up. All right, everybody, it's time for me to get to work. Welcome to the Retire Inspired Podcast. I am your host, Chris Hogan.
Are you feeling down or unmotivated? Research shows that by hitting the subscribe button below, you are 100% more likely to turn things around. In fact, science tells us that pushing buttons releases dopamine in the brain, giving us instant joy. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. Was that a good take? Man, Dave's chair is comfortable. I wouldn't leave the studio if I was him. I'm gonna swap mine out. Dang, this thing's sweet. Still rolling? So go ahead and hit that subscribe button today.
People all over the country are in need of a good dentist, but don't want to break the bank. At the same time, great dentists are looking for new patients to help. At OneDental.com, our task is to help connect the two with discount dental plans. A discount dental plan is like a membership club, where you pay a little each year and save a lot each time you use the plan. This works because there are over 8 million members. Dentists like this too because they get more patients and can keep their practice running. To start your savings, pick the dental plan that's best for you. Choose a dentist that's nearby and save 15 to 60% on the dental work you need. Join us today at OneDental.com. There's no waiting and you can use the plan immediately. Everyone is accepted and there are no limits on use. OneDental.com.
Hey guys, just meeting some visitors that are here on Halloween and want to find out who they are, where they're from. So tell us your name and where you're from.
So my name is Joe Greer and I am from Sioux City, Iowa. And yeah, I travel in here about once every 6 months, and my hotel was down the road and I looked it up and I shot an email to you guys, responded right away. So I just swung by. Dave just came out, met him, talked to him. It was an awesome experience.
Just all on a whim. Decided, hey, I guess they're close by. Let me go say hey to these guys.
It couldn't have worked out any better, honestly. I was shocked.
Well, shout out to Sioux City, Iowa. All the fans out there, we love you guys. More Halloween spooky stuff coming up, guys. Stick around.
Well, you know, it's Halloween, right? What's weird about that is that means it's 55 days until Christmas. And there's still another holiday in there called Thanksgiving. Christmas this year, we looked it up, it's December 25th. They didn't move it. You got to get ready. It's going to sneak up on you. You have 55 freaking days. We want to help you. We have a free free tool at DaveRamsey.com called the 4-Day Christmas Jumpstart. It will show you how to create a budget, set up your Christmas fund, and save really fast for Christmas. It's going to have to be really fast. It's in 55 days. You get on a plan that works, and you'll be prepared for 2018. It will work. You can do it with no credit cards. You can do it with cash, but you're going to have to do it on purpose, and you're going to have to do it intentionally. 55 days until Christmas. Go to DaveRamsey.com. Free. Sign up for the tool. 4-Day Christmas Jumpstart. Letty's with us in New York City. Hi, Letty. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up in your world?
Thank you for taking my call, and thank you for writing the book, Total Money Makeover. It's amazing. I just wanted to say that, okay, so I'm pregnant. We're due in May, so I just paused baby step 2. But we were trying to lower our budget. We already lowered it. Pretty much we don't do anything, but our car, the payments are really killing us. We got it a few years back. We didn't know any better. Our credit was horrible. We got it at a crazy interest rate. And now, so we went to the dealer trying to fix that one because our credit's not the best, but it is somewhat better. But instead we find out that we are actually 10,000 upside down.
How much?
We might not. 10. Thank you.
So what is the car worth?
Right now, the Kelley Blue Book is saying it's worth 13 to 14.
And you owe 24? Your payoff is 24?
Actually, the dealer said it was worth 11, but we owe 21. So around there.
Okay, so you owe 21, but then Kelley Blue Book is 13 or 14. So dealer was talking about the trade-in value on the car. So what's your household income?
Right now, I'm currently starting a job on November 13th. We'll be making after tithes $72,000.
Mm-hmm. And how much other debt other than the $21,000 car debt do you have?
We have some credit card debt still that we're clearing up. We owe 13 on the credit card.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, my guess is you're going to have trouble borrowing the $10,000 because your credit is damaged. If you can find a credit union or a bank to loan you $10,000 so that you can sell the car, or not $10,000 but $7,000 will get you out of it, $8,000, right?
Yeah,
then I would do that. That would be great to get rid of it. But my guess is you're going to end up having to really just roll up your sleeves and pay down on this car very, very hard. And really, really lean into it and pay it off. But with a baby on the way, it may be a while before you do that. You may be stuck in it for a little while. But if you could borrow the $7,000 or $8,000 to get out of it, I would, because I'd rather have $8,000 in debt than $21,000 in debt. And probably be at a better interest rate if you could actually pull it off. But it's very hard to do if your credit's damaged to get that kind of, that big a loan, an $8,000 loan when you're making $70,000. With damaged credit. But check your local credit unions, check some of your local banks. The big banks aren't even going to look at you on that. They're just going to laugh and, you're going to walk back out. And if you have the car loan currently with something like a credit union, talk to them about letting you out of the trap and letting you sign a note for the difference. But my guess is it's not, since it's a high interest rate loan. Kyle is with us in Raleigh, North Carolina. Hey, Kyle, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
So I'll just paint you a quick picture. I'm 29 years old. Got $20,000 in student loan debt, so I'm working on baby step 2. But when I was young, my parents took out a Gerber life insurance policy.
Oh, good Lord.
And so that's got like a face value of $10,000 or a death benefit of $10,000.
Yeah.
And my mother gave me the option a month or so ago if I wanted to cash it out.
Definitely.
The value is like $1,500.
Yeah, it's a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Bless her heart. She's put $1 bazillion into this thing, and it's worth $1,500. Oh my gosh! I mean, she just got messed up bad. I mean, if she had just put her money in a fruit jar, it'd be $15,000.
Right.
That's what she's put into this since you were born. I mean, it's just horrible. Yeah, cash it out as quick as you can.
Okay.
Can you? Are you single? Did you say?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm single. No kids or anything like that.
Okay, so your need for life insurance is very low. Right. The only time I might keep crappy stuff like that is if you were stuck in it because of health problems. You're uninsurable to get other insurance, but you're able to get other insurance, and and besides that, today you probably have a very low need for it. Yes, definitely cash out freaking Gerber whole life policies. So, let me just kind of give you guys, that kind of brings up something. I do this ever so often, and I want to remind you, okay? His mom meant well. But if you'll take some hints from the location or the brand of the financial product, you will know that you're getting ripped off. Okay? So if a financial product, for instance, is being advertised on cable television right next to walk-in bathtubs and self-insert catheters and Snuggies, this is what's known as a low-class financial product. This would be the gold coin people. This would be the reverse mortgage people. This would be, we'll get you out of all your income tax debt. Right. Who else advertised? There's some other crappy thing. The gold, but if you just see it on cable TV, that tells you. Okay, and here's the thing. You wouldn't buy your baby food I wouldn't buy my baby food from Fidelity Mutual Fund Company, because they're in the mutual fund business. And I wouldn't buy my financial products, my investments, from my baby food company. Hello? I mean, think about this. If these people are known for making shoes, I don't want to buy life insurance from them. And if they're known for making life insurance, I don't want to buy shoes from them. You kind of getting the idea here? And so, generally speaking, your low-class, high rip-off financial products, financial opportunities, financial fixes, whatever they are put in areas that give you a hint that it's low class. Credit Life, as an example. Okay? If you're going to buy your life insurance from your car dealer, you're going to get screwed. While you're buying your car, they'll sell you life insurance that'll pay your car off if you die. I knew one guy bought a rototiller for his garden, financed it, and bought life insurance to make sure that the rototiller freaking was paid off if he died. From the rototiller people. You might be a redneck if you have life insurance on your rototiller debt. Seriously. But that Credit Life, what he paid for that $7,000 or whatever it was, worth of insurance, he could have bought $700,000 worth of insurance if he'd have just gone to Zander Insurance and priced out a term policy. See, think about who it is that's advertising and where it's advertising and who it is that's selling it, and it tells you it's low class, it's bad stuff, it's high markup for ignorant people. They're taking advantage of you. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Because I'm single, one of the things is that I'm a very, very free spirit, I think, as far as spending. So I had to kind of depend on my budget. Every dollar really made that much easier for me because it has more to it than I ever would have thought to put on a spreadsheet. Every dollar kind of helped to be my partner. But I have just really enjoyed knowing about money for the first time in my life, knowing what a real budget is, and knowing that I have a future. You can wish to be out of debt, but wishing isn't going to make it so. You can even dream about it. But the thing is that when that dream turns into a specific goal and a